him because he makes the game a lot easier for us.
The refs let the teams play a physical brand of basketball in Game 1. Local reporter Hector Ledesma noted this in his question to Vassell and asked if there was a new level of officiating the Spurs experienced in Game 1.
Yeah, that different level of physicality, and like you said, the refs letting us play. And so it's an adjustment for us. Obviously, this is a lot of our first times being in the second round, so we'll all adjust. We'll adapt to that whistle, and we'll be ready. We'll be ready for sure.
Physical play is nothing new to the Spurs, and I'm sure they'll be prepared for a tough fight tonight. Spurs Radio Game Night rolls on, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the rest of the playoff action in the NBA tonight. This is Spurs Radio.
And the crowd goes wild for the home team.
Could your credit score use a home court advantage? Self has tools that can give you an edge on your credit building journey. Make your credit feel right at home with Self, the official credit building app of the San Antonio Spurs.
Have you thought about how your family would be protected if the unexpected happened? Life insurance can help provide financial security for the people who matter most, help cover expenses, protect loved ones, and bring peace of mind. At AHIA, our agents can help you find the life insurance coverage that fits your needs and your budget. Don't wait. Call 210-210-AHIA. That's 210-210-AHIA, or visit AHIAbenefits.com to learn more today.
Spectrum TV makes sports easy, so I never miss. Never miss a homer. Never miss a home field hat trick. Never miss a goal line stand inches from the end zone. Never miss an end-to-end, tic-tac-toe, top shelf snipe. Never miss a downtown buzzer beater for the championship win. Get your favorite streaming apps included at no extra cost with Live TV. It's one plan, one price, one place for all your sports. For details, visit SpectrumTV.com.
Nothing compares to catching your San Antonio Spurs live. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Spurs and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can experience all the sights, sounds, and styles in person. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you were there live. So put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Spurs.
He lines up the shot from way downtown.
Don't let low credit make reaching your financial goals feel like a long shot. Self has the tools to help you get the credit you deserve.
He shoots. He scores.
Spur your credit forward with Self, the official credit building app of the San Antonio Spurs.
Spurs and Timberwolves set to tip off from the Frost Bank Center in San Antonio, with tip-off scheduled a little after 8:30 tonight. From the Spurs Net Center, I'm Carl Schoen, and keeping an eye on the NBA scoreboard as there's only one other playoff game happening in the association tonight, and it looks like it's a good one. 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter in Madison Square Garden, where the 76ers and the New York Knicks are all knotted up at 89 points apiece. OG Anunoby has 22 points and 4 steals for the New York Knicks, and Paul George has 19 points for the Philadelphia 76ers. I'll be keeping you updated on that game throughout the broadcast this evening. Spurs Radio Game Night rolls on, and when we come back, Dan Weiss sits down with Spurs center Luke Kornet. This is Spurs Radio.
Get used to hearing this, because with the new Spurs Frost debit card, you're the MVP. Get in on the action with ticket discounts and Frost Club access at home games. Enjoy discounts on Spurs merchandise and the chance to win one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences. Live the full Superfan experience with your new Spurs Frost debit card and Frost checking account. Visit your nearest Frost location or frostbank.com/Spurs card to learn more.
Are you a current or former military service member, first responder, or government employee? The Spurs would like to honor your service by offering you up to 25% off tickets to select playoff home games this postseason. To get your exclusive discount, simply verify your eligibility online with Spurs partner GovX. Registration is fast, easy, and totally free. Visit govx.com, that's govx.com, or go to spurs.com/salute to learn more. Thank you for serving our country and communities. See you at the arena.
At Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, Texas's premier entertainment destination, we love winners. With millions of dollars in jackpots paid, vehicles, cash, and gift giveaways monthly, the excitement never ends. Visit Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, and find current promotions at LuckyEagleTexas.com or on social at Lucky Eagle Texas.
It's playoffs time, San Antonio, when every moment matters and there's no room for hesitation.
And when it's time to make your next move, Hill Country Honda is ready to deliver.
Shop online or on the showroom floor and find the perfect new Honda built for performance, reliability, and value.
You'll also find a deep lineup of certified Hondas and quality used vehicles.
Plus, Hill Country Honda pays top dollar for every trade.
Too much to offer, not enough time. Don't wait for the buzzer.
Visit HillCountryHonda.com and get more on 1604 at Hill Country Honda.
Most of the jewelry sold in the U.S. is made in India or China. At America's Diamond, we design and create our jewelry right here in San Antonio, and the difference in quality is amazing. Most jewelers stock a couple of diamonds over 1 carat and a handful of diamond engagement rings. At America's Diamond, we stock more than 800 diamonds over 1 carat and 3,000 diamond engagement ring styles. Quality for quality, we guarantee that the everyday America's Diamond price is lower than any jewelry store's very best sale price, or we'll refund the difference plus 25%. America's Diamond is locally owned, and all 45 of us live here in San Antonio with our families. The America's Diamond Circle of Support charitable program has raised more than $1 million for San Antonio's schools, churches, and charities. America's Diamond is the official jeweler of the University of Texas at San Antonio Athletics, the San Antonio Spurs, and Mission Baseball. See our television program tonight and every night on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. Call 561-1000.
Spurs and the Minnesota Timberwolves, game number 2 here coming up tonight at the Frost Bank Center. Pleased to be joined by Spurs center Luke Kornet. Just give me your kind of initial impressions of game number 1, what your takeaways from the other night against Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to get back on the court. Obviously, they were able to come away with it. But I feel like it's always interesting adjusting from a different playoff series and kind of like getting used to the style of play and realizing like the ways you need to kind of tighten up and dial down. And we have that opportunity now, so... yeah, looking forward to playing tonight.
Yeah, I don't want to call it rust, but it almost seemed like 5 days off was a bit of a shock to the system of, you try to simulate physical play in practice, but until you get out there and you see how a team wants to play, I'm imagining that it's pretty hard to replicate.
Yeah, it's definitely a strange thing when you got a larger gap. And, I mean, you just played one team, and, yeah, it's the most time you've had off probably since, maybe the start of the playoffs, but, really preseason. So, obviously, you got to be able to do better, and hopefully we can tonight.
There's got to be encouragement in the fact that, knowing that you guys didn't have your best offensive game, for a team that was very good offensively over the course of the season, that it came down to one final shot, and you're a couple inches away from walking out with a win that night. Yeah, I definitely felt like, there's a lot of ways that we felt like we could have played better and done better, and obviously to be a one-possession game, in a sense that's encouraging, but also, you expect them to be better as well. So, kind of ready to get back out there and hopefully, be able to even series. What are the challenges of guarding a guy like Julius Randle, what he presents, especially when he's playing alongside, Gobert, when they go with the 3 centers with Naz Reid out there? What kind of challenges does he present on both ends of the floor?
Julius is a great player. Obviously, just his strength and physicality is his biggest asset, and then he's pretty just comfortable with the ball and being patient and making plays, whether that's for himself or being able to probe and kind of make plays for other people. So, he's just a good kind of hub offensively, and then I think his size just allows him to be able to get space on the floor, and hopefully we do a good job of kind of containing him to what you want to push him towards, and do that over the course of time.
My guess is that there's been a huge emphasis on rebounding in this series, and you guys actually did end up winning the rebounding battle in game 1.
That's been a pretty consistent thought for us for most of the season. So our ability to crash and be able to keep them off the glass, I think, is something that we're always going to emphasize, and it's always just a way to try to give yourself advantages kind of despite however you're shooting or they're shooting on a given day.
I don't want to jinx it here. It's been 48 games and 113 days since you guys have lost back-to-back games, going back to the middle of January. What do you put into that?
Winning more games than losing is kind of the number one thing, I think. Obviously, I think just the competitive nature of everybody, and obviously just being a good team and have a good chance of winning every game and going out and just kind of being disciplined and going out and executing. I feel like everyone comes in with intention, and we feel capable of winning every game, and we also are going to kind of like accept the challenge of the day at hand. So I think it's just that over time, and has been kind of a part of who we are.
How much the coaching staff as a whole, kind of prepares you guys each and every game. And I mean, there's so many more resources these days when it comes to individual film, individual scouting. That I'm guessing that goes into a large part of it as well, too, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think our preparation, throughout the regular season and especially here in the playoffs, has been pretty high level, and really being able to get into like a lot of detail of personnel, but then also team and both sides of the court, and I think they've been kind of on top of it with on both sides of the floor with that like the entire season. I think it's a big part of kind of just that ability to just bring the focus to the current game and go and try to win it.
As a guy who's been through the depths of a playoffs and has gone into playing deep into a playoff run, do you have to remind some of these younger guys about the highs and the lows of a playoffs, that the series aren't won and lost in just one game?
I think everyone kind of knows that. Obviously, you just go through the experience of whatever that is, and I think to a certain sense there's no stopping that completely, but you also it's kind of like as you enter the series and as you're getting going into it, you kind of feel that out a little bit more. And at the same time, all that matters is sort of the game at hand. So there's a lot of intensity about that day, and you don't kind of look past the day that you have.
Appreciate the time, Luke. Best of luck here today.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Luke Kornet joining us to take a break. Spurs the Timberwolves. Game number 2 coming up. Spurs Radio continues in a moment.
Severe stomach cramps, trouble breathing, back pain? Don't diagnose yourself. For emergency medical care, leave it to the experts at one of our Methodist Healthcare ER locations. When it's an emergency, count on our trusted care teams and convenient locations. Our ERs offer high-quality emergency care 24/7. Choose emergency medical care wisely. Choose Methodist Healthcare. Find a location near you at sahealth.com/ER.
Big color, bigger savings. Sherwin-Williams Super Sale is here. Get 40% off paints and stains April 24th through the 27th with prices starting at $30.89. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
At SWBC, we believe financial success hinges on teamwork. We've built a legacy on it, partnering with businesses across Texas to help Texans achieve their financial goals. With a comprehensive suite of personal and commercial services, we're here to support whatever journey you're on. From expert property tax services and HR solutions to protecting your future with insurance, investment strategies, and succession planning, we've got you covered. Because great things happen when we move forward together. SWBC, a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs.
Triumph. The Rock and Roll Machine Reloaded Tour. May 21st at Frost Bank Center. Triumph 50th Anniversary. Live. Special guest. April Wine. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Don't miss Triumph Live.
Welcome back to Spurs Radio Game Night. From the Spurs Net Center, I'm Carl Schoening. Spurs and Timberwolves set to tip off Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals at the Frost Bank Center in San Antonio a little after 8:30 tonight, and we're now rejoined by Spurs radio voice Dan Weiss. Dan, people are being bullied into wearing their T-shirts. It's a blackout tonight, and you get the feeling that this crowd is going to be ready for a big Game 2, arguably the biggest game in San Antonio in quite a while, and I hear we'll have to keep the fans at home updated that there's going to be a little bit of a surprise coming from the Jackals later tonight.
Oh, I'm excited about that, too. I'm taking a look over here and seeing what's going on. But, yeah, I think this is – look, playoffs have been a tough ticket here in San Antonio for the first couple of weeks. And, you and I have talked about this kind of pent-up, energy over the last 7 years of not being in this position after being in it for, every year for 20-plus consecutive seasons. So, no qualms whatsoever with the juice that the Frost Bank Center crowd has provided here through the
through the first 4 games of these NBA playoffs so far.
I've lived in San Antonio for a few years now, but I've never lived in San Antonio during a playoff run, and it's really cool to see how the city sort of comes together. There's a lot of energy around the Spurs, beyond just the honking after the games in downtown. And as the Spurs, you hear this cheer, are about to take the court. It really is, I think, as George the Iceman Gervin put it pretty well, the Spurs are San Antonio.
Well, that's the beauty of being a one-town team, is that you basically put all your energy and all your eggs in one basket. And I think the Spurs have not only reaped the benefits of that, but they've rewarded their fans with decades of success. And so I think what's interesting now is that I don't want to say graduated, but you've kind of brought in a new generation of Spurs fans that, they may not have completely accurate memories of the Tim, Tony, and Manu days because maybe they were younger, maybe they came from somewhere else. So I think it's cool that, whether you're a transplant or whether you're born in San Antonio and you're just kind of coming of the age where you're getting excited about playoff basketball, that this is a team you can embrace and be proud of.
Yeah, and it's very much an exciting team that's in the playoffs, as they are considered a contender by many teams, and contending sometimes means getting punched and then having to counter, and so the Spurs are looking to counter tonight. Ayo Dosunmu is available. He's a really solid guard for them. He dropped 43 points earlier in the playoffs against the Denver Nuggets, and checking out the starting lineup, both Dosunmu and Anthony Edwards will be coming off of the bench, so that's going to be a tough backcourt to deal with off of the bench for the Timberwolves tonight, as both of those guys are available.
Well, let me start with Anthony Edwards, because I think Chris Finch managed his 25 minutes about as good as you can the other night. He got the most out of Anthony Edwards in that game. And I'm curious to see, for a guy who hadn't played a lot here over the last few weeks of the regular season, how much does Anthony Edwards have here tonight, with the series now going every other day up until at least, the 2 days off between games 5 and 6. I think there's going to be a little bit of a toll on Anthony Edwards tonight, so I'm curious to see how he's able to respond. And Ayo Dosunmu, the same thing. I mean, he missed the last 2 games of Minnesota's series with this right calf injury that actually had been popping up on him over the course of the regular season. So, again, it's another situation where, yeah, it's nice that they get Dosunmu back. It's nice that Anthony Edwards is ready to go, but they may be challenged necessarily as far as their effectiveness goes, and I think that puts a little bit more stress on a guy like Julius Randle, who was really good on Monday night, and I think they're going to need as equal a good performance from Randle once again here tonight if they're going to try to take the first 2 games in San Antonio.
Something we didn't have time to talk about before Game 1, we do have time to talk about it tonight due to the 5-minute slide that Philadelphia and New York are giving the Spurs, meaning tip-off's going to be about 5 minutes further away. But the Rudy Gobert-Victor Wembanyama connection in the first game of this series, Wemby kind of showed, hey, I am the best defender and shot blocker in the world, and he had a playoff record 12 blocked shots. And I know Chris Finch said that 4 of them were goaltending, but I only counted 1 when I went back and watched. And that's just obviously a phenomenal performance by Wemby to sort of put up that kind of game against his mentor, who's a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year winner.
Yeah, again, I mean, what Victor Wembanyama does on the defensive end of the floor is unmatched by about anybody I've seen in basketball in my years of watching the sport, of covering the sport. That was a phenomenal performance. It was a shame that it came in a loss, because I don't think it'll get the respect that it probably deserves years down the line, because the Spurs didn't win that game. But still, nonetheless, it was pretty phenomenal to watch. And yeah, I think the battle between mentor and mentee, when you talk about Rudy Gobert and Victor Wembanyama, is going to be a storyline throughout this playoff series. I think you give Minnesota a lot of credit. They held the Denver Nuggets, who they were number 1 in offensive rating in the regular season, to some of their worst offensive performances. And at least for one game, they held the Spurs to their worst offensive performance in the playoffs so far as well, too.
And I think a big part of that is that the physicality and the whistle was very different. They really, for the most part, let both teams play. And in a way, that when it turns into a rock fight like that, it is anybody's game. So I think the Spurs are going, and as you mentioned with Luke Kornet, are going to be a little bit more prepared for that physicality tonight because they have it one game in their system, and now they can kind of adjust to how they feel like the second round of the playoffs is going to be called.
I just thought it was a shock to the system. You don't play for 5 days, and then you kind of have to get yourself right back into that mode. And you can tell it took the Spurs a while to just get comfortable playing that way, and once they did, their offensive execution was much better. So I expect that to be, almost the standard from the start of the game here tonight. Now, that's why I think they're going to be better offensively than they were in game number one. But at the same time, I think Minnesota will be better offensively as well, too, than they were in game number one. I can't give credit to this, but I heard this idea on NBA radio yesterday, and I thought it was great. It would be really amazing, I think, if you had the same officiating crew for the duration of a 7-game series and they just all kind of changed roles, because for the players, it would enable them to kind of understand how the series is being called, how to adjust to it. When you change crews, every crew is going to call the game a little bit not significantly differently, but a little bit differently. I kind of like the idea of having the same crew for the duration of a 7-game playoff series.
That is interesting. I will email Adam Silver after the game to see if I can get his thoughts about that. So, and this is a little bit of a two-parter question, somewhat related to that officiating. If there was one player who maybe didn't get the benefit of the doubt whistle, it was Steph Castle, who fouled out in the game one, obviously with 6 fouls. He did play well in his 28 minutes with 17 points. And while it is a bummer not to have Steph Castle available down the stretch, I thought Dylan Harper was great in his 29 minutes of action to really fill that void. Not to say that we didn't miss Steph Castle, but Dylan Harper really stepped up in that moment as well.
Dylan Harper was phenomenal. I mean, once again, he is playing well beyond his years in these first ever playoffs for him. He just turned 20, and I mean, he has such a good handle on the game, has such a good feel for the moment. And again, I think we forget Dylan Harper didn't even play in the NCAA tournament last year because Rutgers didn't make it. So, I mean, this is truly a new experience for him. But he was outstanding. I can't say enough words about Dylan Harper. And for Stephon Castle, I mean, the Spurs did miss him. And so now it's back-to-back games that Steph's fouled out of here. He's got to be a little bit more. I know they want him to play aggressive. I know it might be another situation where the way Steph plays on-ball defense, he might and probably likely will foul out again, but he's got to be mindful of where he's getting those fouls, when he's getting those fouls, and how to play. And again, that kind of goes back to, knowing how the game is going to be called and adjusting to that on the fly. So I look for better from Steph Castle in that department tonight.
I'm not 100% sure he'll play tonight, but I just saw a ridiculous dunk by a dunk contest contender there in Carter Bryant. He is available tonight, and if he does come out and play, he's somebody who's really provided energy and big plays, not necessarily always scoring, but almost always shot blocking from the wing, and he's really going to be a punch of energy if he gets to come into the game tonight.
Well, and I think his defense and his length actually will probably be the biggest thing that helps the Spurs, because he could guard a Julius Randle, and I mean, he's going to have a task if he does get that challenge, but I think he can hang with him. He's certainly got the athleticism to hang with Randle. He's got the body frame to hang with him. That would really kind of be, I don't see it in significant doses, but I could certainly see it, in small doses over the course of the game here tonight.
Do you got any analytics for us?
Yeah, I got a couple here for you, Carl, for tonight. First one, I got to give a shout-out to Lamar Wilkerson from Spurs TV. He sent me this one earlier today, and I thought it was really good. The Spurs, in Game 1, on wide-open three-pointers, that means the closest defender was 6 feet or further away, they shot 10 of 28 wide-open three-pointers, 35%. They have been 48% in that category in the first 5 playoff games, 47 for 98. So off-shooting night for the Spurs in that area. And the other one I posted just a little while ago on my X account. So including these playoffs, the best of 7 since 1984, teams that are down 1-0 after losing the first game at home, 65-67. So basically 500. Losing the first game at home, doesn't, kill you. Teams that are tied after losing the first game at home, winning the second, they're 61-40 in a best of 7. So that's 600 winning percentage. That's really good. Teams that lose the first 2 games at home, 4-27 in a 7-game series. So that kind of tells you the urgency of tonight's game from the Spurs' perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I guess we're going to need a new segment, Lamar-alytics.
There you go. Lamar-alytics has been rolling for a long time.
And hopefully the Spurs can bounce back and get into that teams that go on to win 600% of the time, or 60% of the time, I should say. Well, Dan, we look forward to your game call. Should be a fun one tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Carl.
All right, that'll do it for Spurs Radio Game Night. When we come back, we get the broadcast rolling between the Timberwolves and the Spurs. Spurs Radio continues in a moment.
Cheering the Spurs. You're listening to San Antonio Spurs basketball.
In the playoffs, every move matters. That's why the San Antonio Spurs trust UT Health San Antonio, their official sports medicine partner, to keep them in the game. It's the same level of care available to you. From sports injuries to joint replacement, our nationally recognized physicians combine experience with research-driven care to help you get back to what matters most. Get the care trusted by the Spurs. Find a UT Health San Antonio physician at everythingittakes.org.
Con Spectrum TV no me pierdo ni un partido, porque tengo todas mis aplicaciones favoritas juntas. ¡Golazo! Más TV en vivo y todos los canales de deportes. ¡Se va! ¡Se va! ¡Se fue! Todo en un mismo lugar sin pagar extra. ¡Canasta! Un plan, un precio, un lugar y todos tus deportes. Visita spectrum.com/toda tu TV para más información.
Looking for an opportunity to grow in the insurance industry? AHIA is recruiting motivated health insurance agents who want to build a successful career helping families find the coverage they need. Whether you're already licensed or looking to get started, our team provides the support, training, and tools to help you succeed.
Interested in joining their team or learning more about your coverage options? Call 210-210-AHIA. That's 210-210-AHIA or visit ahiabenefits.com today.
Dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but catching them from the hardwood is a whole different experience. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the San Antonio Spurs and the NBA. From seeing your favorite Spurs stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood, nothing compares to catching the game in person. Even if you're headed to the arena last minute, you can still score tickets at Ticketmaster. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Spurs. See you courtside, San Antonio.
The pride of the great Lone Star State, the Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs are on the air.
On the San Antonio Spurs Radio Network.
Your San Antonio Spurs!
San Antonio Spurs playoff basketball is brought to you by Methodist Healthcare, serving humanity to honor God. Frost Bank, exactly what you unexpected. The official bank of the San Antonio Spurs.
The Spurs in the NBA playoffs!
Yes, sir.
Tip-off for the Spurs.
All right, here we go. Here's the opening tip. And now, the voice of your San Antonio Spurs, Dan Weiss.
A thrilling 48 minutes in the series opener Monday ended in heartbreak. And tonight the Spurs look to even up this series as they welcome back the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals. A pleasant good evening. Welcome back inside the Frost Bank Center. Dan Weiss upstairs in the broadcast booth. As always, it's great to have you with us. The Wolves delivered the first blow in this series as Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle combined to score 21 of Minnesota's 35 points in the fourth quarter to help the visitors outlast the Spurs 104-102. Take a one-game-to-none lead in this best-of-7 series. It was a tough all-around shooting night for the Silver and Black, who shot just 27% from behind the line and 44% overall en route to their lowest offensive output 6 games of these playoffs. And yet the Spurs rallied from 9 down in the final 4 minutes and gave themselves a clean look at taking a Game 1 victory, only to see Julian Champagne's right-wing three fall off the side of the rim in the dying seconds. All 5 starters finished in double figures, while Dylan Harper provided a team-high 18 off the bench. And, of course, the showstopper on the defensive end was none other than Victor Wembanyama. Victor swatted away 7 first-half shots en route to a modern NBA playoff record 12 blocks. coupled with 11 points and 15 boards, gave him his first career playoff triple-double, the 7th playoff triple-double in Spurs franchise history, the first since Tim Duncan in 2008. But even Victor admitted he didn't use his energy wisely, particularly on the offensive end, and now how he adjusts to the Wolves' physicality in the paint will be one of the Spurs' keys going forward. As for Minnesota, Anthony Edwards' surprise return to the lineup provided the spark for the Wolves to steal Game 1. But a big question going forward is how effective even Edwards can be with this series going every other day. The Timberwolves do get some further reinforcements back tonight as round 1 hero Ayo Dosunmu will make his series debut after recovering from a right calf strain. Game 2 on another late night coming up here inside a raucous bank. This is Spurs Radio.
Experience award-winning service at San Antonio's #1 Ford truck retailer, Blue Bonnet Ford. Now a 25-time award recipient of Ford Motor Company's President's Award for Sales and Service Excellence. Or visit Texas #1 Ram truck dealer, Blue Bonnet Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Now in an all-new state-of-the-art facility on I-35 in New Braunfels. Experience award-winning sales and service excellence at the Blue Bonnet dealerships in New Braunfels.
At Blue Bonnet, price is the difference.
At Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, Texas's premier entertainment destination, we love winners. With millions of dollars in jackpots paid, vehicles, cash, and gift giveaways monthly, the excitement never ends. Visit Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, and find current promotions at LuckyEagleTexas.com or on social at Lucky Eagle Texas.
¿Fuertes dolores de estómago? ¿Dificultad para respirar? ¿Dolor de espalda? No se autodiagnostique. En caso de emergencia, confíe en los expertos de Methodist Healthcare. En caso de emergencia, cuente con nuestros equipos de atención y nuestras cómodas ubicaciones. Nuestros servicios de urgencia están abiertos las 24 horas del día, los 7 días de la semana, y ofrecen una atención de alta calidad. Elija sabiamente. Elija Methodist Healthcare. Encuentre la sala de emergencias más cercana en sahealth.com/ER.
Are you a current or former military service member, first responder, or government employee? The Spurs would like to honor your service by offering you up to 25% off tickets to select playoff home games this postseason. To get your exclusive discount, simply verify your eligibility online with Spurs partner GovX. Registration is fast, easy, and totally free. Visit govx.com, that's govx.com, or go to spurs.com/salute to learn more. Thank you for serving our country and communities. See you at the arena.
From the Spurs Net Center, I'm Carl Schoening. Spurs and Timberwolves moments away from tipping off at the Frost Bank Center in San Antonio in Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals. Tonight's marquee matchup is the Spurs versus the three-point line. If there's an area of improvement for the Spurs from Game 1, it's their three-point percentage. Look for the Spurs to bounce back and improve their shooting from distance tonight in Game 2. When we come back, Dan Weiss will have your starting lineup and tip-off between the Spurs and the Timberwolves. Spurs Radio continues in a moment.
Most of the jewelry sold in the U.S. is made in India or China. At America's Diamond, we design and create our jewelry right here in San Antonio, and the difference in quality is amazing. Most jewelers stock a couple of diamonds over 1 carat and a handful of diamond engagement rings. At America's Diamond, we stock more than 800 diamonds over 1 carat and 3,000 diamond engagement ring styles. Quality for quality, we guarantee that the everyday America's Diamond price is lower than any jewelry store's very best sale price, or we'll refund the difference plus 25%. America's Diamond is locally owned, and all 45 of us live here in San Antonio with our families. The America's Diamond Circle of Support charitable program has raised more than $1 million for San Antonio's schools, churches, and charities. America's Diamond is the official jeweler of the University of Texas at San Antonio Athletics, the San Antonio Spurs, and Mission Baseball. See our television program tonight and every night on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. Call 561-1000.
Spectrum TV makes sports easy, so I never miss. Never miss a homer. Never miss a home field hat trick. Never miss a goal line stand, inches from the end zone. Never miss an end-to-end, tic-tac-toe, top-shelf snipe. Never miss a downtown buzzer beater for the championship win. Get your favorite streaming apps included at no extra cost with Live TV. It's one plan, one price, one place for all your sports. For details, visit SpectrumTV.com.
Welcome back inside the Frost Bank Center. Moments away from tip-off. This is Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals. Spurs and the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves leading the best-of-7 series 1-0. Take a look at starting lineups for tonight's game, beginning with the Spurs. They're 4-2 in these NBA playoffs, although just 2-2 in the 4 games here that have been played at the Frost Bank Center following Monday's 104-102 loss in game number 1. Same starting 5 for the Spurs. This starting 5, 3-2 in the postseason after going 21-3 in the regular season. At one guard, De'Aaron Fox, 6'3", 190 in his 9th year out of Kentucky, averaging 18 points, just over 6.5 assists here in the postseason, alongside Stephon Castle. 6'6", 220 in his 2nd year from UConn, averaging 19 points, just under 6 assists here in the playoffs. In the front court, Julian Champagnie, 6'7", 215 in his 4th year from St. John's, averaging 11 points, 5 rebounds, alongside Devin Vassell, 6'5", 205 in his 6th year out of Florida State, averaging 12 points, 5 boards in the postseason. And the man in the middle is Victor Wembanyama, 7'4", 240 in his 3rd year from France, averaging 19 points, 10 rebounds, over 5.5 blocks per game in the NBA playoffs, coming off his first career triple-double on Monday night. Minnesota 5-2 in the playoffs. They're 2-2 on the road as they play game number 2 here tonight, once again away from home. And they're starting 5, the same that started on Monday in game 1. Mike Conley, the veteran, 6'1", 183 in his 19th season out of Ohio State, averaging 4 points, 3 assists, alongside Terrence Shannon Jr., 6'6", 223 in his 2nd year from Illinois, averaging 14 points, 3 rebounds in the postseason. In the front court, Jaden McDaniels, 6'9", 205 in his 6th year out of Washington, averaging 17 and 6 in the playoffs, alongside Julius Randle, 6'9", 255 in his 12th year out of Kentucky, averaging 19 and 7 in the postseason. And the man in the middle, Rudy Gobert, 7'1", 255 in his 13th year out of France. 7 points, 10 boards in the playoffs so far for Chris Finch. As the head coach of these Timberwolves, he is now 26-23 in the playoffs, and he's 14-5 all time against San Antonio, including the postseason. Our officials for tonight's game is assigned by the NBA. Crew chief is Scott Foster. Referee Sean Wright, Mitchell Irvin, the umpire, Andy Nagy, the umpire, or the alternate that is. Back at the replay center in Secaucus tonight, Josh Timmon. Spurs tonight in their association white, silver, and black trim. Black letters, black numbers across the back. Spurs 2-1 in their association whites. So far in these playoffs, Minnesota, they're in their statement edition neon greens with the neon green numbers, white letters on the back. Minnesota, for some reason, never seems to play very good in these neon green uniforms. Just kind of keep that in mind as we go forward here. As Rudy Gobert and Victor Wembanyama will get set to jump at center. Rudy won the opening tip in game 1 on Monday. And Scott Foster will throw it up here as the Spurs move right to left across your radio dial here for game number 2 in the first half. The Frost Bank Center crowd on its feet, and away we go as Victor Wembanyama wins the tip. And the Spurs are the game's first possession. Alongside our on-site engineer, Sam Walters. Statistician Walter Stoops and Carl Schoening. I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks for joining us. De'Aaron Fox floats it up the left hand. No good. And the rebound knocked out of bounds by Victor Wembanyama. So De'Aaron Fox trying to shake off a tough shooting performance in game 1. He was 5 of 14 from the field. 0 of 4 from behind the line en route to his 10 points. Did have 6 assists. Up top of the basketball, Mike Conley. He hit 4 clutch three-pointers in game 1 on Monday. Lobbed in over the top here to Julius Randle, but before that, Jaden McDaniels stepped out of bounds. It's the first turnover of the game. Minnesota on Monday night, they turned the ball over 13 times, turned into 15 points for the Spurs off of turnovers. Spurs turned it over 14 times in game number 1. They have averaged 15 turnovers a game in these playoffs. Fox out top, screen Wembanyama, moving to his left. De'Aaron rolling inside, kick out to the left wing. Champagnie, 3 on the way, no good. And the rebound taken on the weak side by Gobert. Spurs have missed their first 2 from the field. Up top of the basketball is Randle, off to the left wing side, McDaniels turning the corner. McDaniels guarded by Castle. Bounce pass to Randle, he's guarded by Vassell. Backing it in, kicks it back out, taken away. Spurs on the turnover. Castle inside, lost the basketball out of bounds trying to save it as he was trying to get the handle on it, moving from his right to his left. And the Spurs suffer their first turnover. Minnesota's turned it over on their last 2 possessions. And their first 2 possessions of the game, for that matter. So disjointed beginning once again here in game number 2. McDaniels, right side. Spots Conley. Conley using the Gobert screen, gets to the baseline. Pocket pass, Gobert bouncing off a Wembanyama. He throws it away. They got 3 possessions, 3 turnovers. Champagnie, right wing 3. No good. Victor Wembanyama, follow-up slam. And that'll get the crowd jumping here early. A one-hand, right-hand tomahawk follow-up for the big fella. First points of the game, 2-0. Spurs in the lead. Conley rolling to his left. Conley inside the paint, puts it high up off the glass. No, Gobert follow-up is good. Rudy Gobert with an offensive rebound and a putback. We're knotted at 2. Wembanyama gives it off to De'Aaron left side. Fox using the Victor screen. Victor rolling. Fox kick out. Castle, jab step. Castle gets inside down to the right block. Puts it off the window. No, Victor, the follow-up is good. And that's a couple of offensive boards and 2 putbacks for Victor Wembanyama. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum in terms of their effect. But they both achieved the same outcome. Darren Shannon. He'll get down to the left block, throws it across. Gobert catches it, goes up, and foul by Julian Champagnie. It is so loud in here, you could not even hear the whistle from Scott Foster. Julian Champagnie will pick up the personal foul. It's the first foul of the game, and it'll send Rudy Gobert to the free throw line. I mean, the place is still jumping from that follow-up jam by Victor Wembanyama. And now Rudy Gobert to the foul line. Gobert was 1 of 5 on Monday night. First free throw's good. Gobert in these playoffs with that free throw is now 10 of 23, 42%. He is a career 60% free throw shooter in the postseason. He's a 63% shooter from the line for his career. He goes 1 of 2 as he's too strong in the second one. To the rebound, Devin Vassell. Spurs by 1, 4-3, 2.5 minutes gone by first quarter. Castle to Victor Wembanyama, right elbow extended. Victor squaring up on Gobert, hands to Fox, turns the quarter. De'Aaron gets down to the right block, puts it off the window and in. First points of the game for De'Aaron Fox, and the Spurs up by 3. 6-3. As Terrence Shannon Jr. will bring it up on the right side. McDaniels now will hand it off to Gobert up top. Victor sagging way off as he hangs in the paint. You can do that with Gobert on the floor. Shannon airballs the 3 from the right side. Spurs with a rebound. Here's Castle. Slips past Conley. Castle going up, and Conley got his hands on it, knocked it away. Loose ball corralled here by Minnesota. Shannon to the left wing. McDaniels. A step past Champagnie. Pulls up from the foul line. Shot is good as it'll go off the heel and back, dropping into the basket for Jaden McDaniels. First points of the game for him. Wembanyama, left wing, bouncing off of Gobert at the foul line, hands it out to Fox up top. De'Aaron with Victor again rolling. Fox inside, looking for help, and he got it out to Champagnie, who couldn't handle it, threw it away. Second turnover on the Spurs. Shannon in transition, lays it up and in, bouncing off Stephon Castle. Terrence Shannon Jr., 16 points in 35 minutes Monday. Fox floats it up over Gobert for 2 more. And the Spurs seesaw back ahead on top, 8-7. 8:18 to go first quarter. Both teams starting to warm up a little bit here offensively. It's a slugfest in the first quarter on Monday night. Minnesota won it 24-23. Shannon to the free throw line. Weaves his way back out to the right wing. Fires up the 3. That's no good. And the rebound on the weak side taken by Devin Vassell. Ahead to Castle. Bounces off of Randle. Foul on Julius Randle. First foul against Minnesota. Julius Randle, he really was the closer in the fourth quarter the other night. 9 points of his game-high 21 came in the fourth quarter after Edwards got it started. He had the first 7 of the fourth quarter for Minnesota. Here's Vassell up top, gets to the right elbow, fade away, lob pass to Wembanyama. He taps it in, count the basket, and the foul. It'll be an and one coming out for Victor Wembanyama. As Terrence Shannon Jr. trying to undercut Victor inside. That looked like it was going to be a shot, but it essentially turned into a lob pass for Wemby as he volleyed it in with his right hand, just overpowering Minnesota inside. And the chance of MVP as Victor goes to the foul line, where he's 22 of 25 in these playoffs and completes the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Mickler's got 7 of the 11 points here for the Spurs. De'Aaron's got the other 4. 11-7, Spurs by 4. 7:45 to go first quarter. Conley between his legs. As Ayu Dosunmu takes the warm-ups off, gets ready to come into the game. Shannon Jr. from the right block. Floater's up and good. Man, this kid has been impressive since going back to game number 6 of the opening round against Denver. Here's Castle in the left corner, gets to the baseline. Castle, tomahawk right-hand slam as he works his way past the veteran Mike Conley. And Castle lets out a little frustration with that jam. That's Steph's 6th dunk of these playoffs. Mickler's follow-up dunk, by the way, was his 16th dunk of the postseason. 13-9, Spurs by 4. 7:11 to go here as we're coming up on our first media timeout here of the ball game. Rudy Gobert handing it off Jaden McDaniels. McDaniels left elbow, stutter step, floats it up over Wemby, count the basket and the foul. The foul on Victor Wembanyama will be his first. And the second team foul against the Spurs. Actually, they're going to give De'Aaron Fox the foul. All right, so Fox will pick up the personal and the bump. And Fox will make his way back to the bench. We get our first substitutes of the game. Dylan Harper into the game for him, and Julian Champagny to the bench for the Spurs as well. Keldon Johnson into the game. Dylan Harper coming off 18 points, Spurs high in 29 minutes. He was outstanding, 7 of 13 from the field. As McDaniels misses on the free throw try, Spurs lead it by 2, 13-11, and we go under 7 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Next whistle will be our first time out of the game. Castle at the half-court line, gets a step. Castle attacking Gobert, goes up. Gobert, verticality, holds his ground. Castle lost it on the way up. Julius Randle bouncing off of Keldon Johnson, brings it back out now. Attack spins, backing it in the paint. Oh, he moved his pivot foot, got away with it. Fall-away jumper comes up short anyway. He definitely moved that pivot foot, got away with the travel. Dylan Harper behind his back, turned it over. Lost the handle on it. Randle in transition. Randle drops it off. Gobert goes up and fouled on the way up. Again, you did not even hear the whistle from Scott Foster. The foul's going to be on Keldon Johnson. And Rudy Gobert to the free throw line when we come back. Man, what a buzz, what a start to this one here tonight at the Frost Bank Center as we lead you to our first SWBC timeout of the game. 6:24 to go opening quarter. 13-11, Spurs on top by 2. Spurs Radio, Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals continues in a moment.
At SWBC, we believe financial success hinges on teamwork. We've built a legacy on it, partnering with businesses across Texas to help Texans achieve their financial goals. With a comprehensive suite of personal and commercial services, we're here to support whatever journey you're on. From expert property tax services and HR solutions to protecting your future with insurance, investment strategies, and succession planning, we've got you covered. Because great things happen when we move forward together. SWBC, a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
This summer, feel the game. Find your rhythm. Spurs Sports Academy. Boys and girls, ages 6 to 18, all skill levels, all heart, in San Antonio and Austin. Players are built here. Gain confidence every time the ball leaves your hand. With Spurs gear on your back, become more than you were yesterday, on and off the court. Register now. Spurs.com/camps.
Get used to hearing this, because with the new Spurs Frost debit card, you're the MVP. Get in on the action with ticket discounts and Frost Club access at home games. Enjoy discounts on Spurs merchandise and the chance to win one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences. Live the full Superfan experience with your new Spurs Frost debit card and Frost checking account. Visit your nearest Frost location or frostbank.com/SpursCard to learn more.
The 2025-2026 Spurs season is presented by HEB. 6:24 to go opening quarter. Spurs on top, 13-11. Let's take 10 seconds for station identification. This is Spurs Radio.
News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio's breaking news, traffic, and weather.
Early look at the Bet365 stats. Spurs have started the game 6 of 11 from the field. 7 points already for Victor Wembanyama. 2 putbacks and 1 volleyball tap into the basket so far in this game. He's 3 of 3 from the field. Minnesota 5 of 9 to start the game. 4 points apiece for Jaden McDaniels and Terrence Shannon Jr. Let's check in for the first time tonight with Carl Schoening over the Spurs Radio Net Center.
Final score from Madison Square Garden, Dan, and the Knicks to take a 2-0 series lead over the Philadelphia 76ers. The final score 108-102. 3 different Knicks finished with at least 20 points. Jalen Brunson with 26, OG Anunoby with 24, and Karl Anthony Towns with 20 for New York.
Yeah, and there were 6 guys who played over 40 minutes in this game as well, too. Tyrese Maxey played 47 of the 48 minutes. Paul George played 43. Jalen Brunson played 41. Josh Hart played 44 minutes in that game. Everybody's doing their best Tom Thibodeau impersonation tonight at Madison Square Garden. Here, Rudy Gobert, the foul line after his foul by Keldon Johnson. Just before we went to break, first free throw for Gobert is short. Rudy Gobert at his first free throw. He's now 1 of 3 from the line, and he is 2 of 8 from the line so far here in the first 2 games of this series. Second free throw for Gobert is good. Minnesota missed 9 free throws in game 1. They were 12 of 21 from the line, but 20 of their 21 attempts came in the second half. Big reason they were able to seize control of that game in the fourth quarter. Wembanyama rolling to the bucket, kick out left wing, Dylan Harper, extra pass, corner pocket 3, Devin Vassell is no good. And Rudy Gobert with a rebound. Naz Reid's into the game for the first time, as is Anthony Edwards. And Edwards has the basketball, walks into a straightaway 3, and that's too strong. Off the back heel, ripped down by Keldon Johnson. Edwards had 18 in game 1. Castle lobbing it in. Wembanyama, he's hauled down as he throws it up. And the foul will be on Rudy Gobert. First foul on Gobert, 3rd team foul against Minnesota. And Victor Wembanyama, who did not go to the free throw line very often in game 1. In fact, only took 2 free throws. He's not going to get one opportunity here either. Foul on the floor. 3rd team foul against Minnesota. Inbound Dylan Harper. Harper guarded by Ayo Dosunmu out top, left side. Screen coming from Wembanyama. Over to Castle, left wing into the corner. Keldon Johnson. Johnson bouncing off Reed. Reed picks his pocket, knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay Spurs ball. 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. So the reigning 6th man of the year, Keldon Johnson, going up against the former 6th man of the year in 2024, Naz Reid. Castle deep in the corner, inbounds to Wembanyama. Shot clock at 3. Victor, pull up 3, left wing. Woo! Oh no, hit the side of the backboard. Look from its trajectory, it was going down. It actually hit the side of the backboard. Anthony Edwards back the other way to Ayo Dosunmu in the right corner. Dosunmu to Gobert up top for Edwards. Edwards pull up 3 is no good. He's missed his first 2 from outside. Spurs for the rebound, will bring it the other direction. D. Harp up top. Screen Wembanyama rolls to his right. Harper downhill, picks up the dribble, out to Vassell. Right wing 3, no good. Spurs have missed all 5 of the 3-pointers so far in this game. Minnesota has missed all 3 of theirs. Edwards back with the basketball. Splits past Johnson to the left elbow. In the paint and it knocked away. Picked up by Gobert. Gets it back to Dosunmu. Rolling. Rolls it up. No good. Gobert the offensive rebound. And his putback fell off the side of the rim. Wembanyama the rebound ahead to Castle between his legs. Castle to the right elbow. Castle floats it up with the right hand in and out. Gobert rips down the rebound. That's already 5 of them for Gobert. McDaniels back in transition. Hands to Naz Reid. A step past Vassell. Inside. Puts it up and in with the right hand. Naz Reid at 11 points, 9 rebounds in game 1. Minnesota seesaws ahead. 14-13. Castle into the body. McDaniels goes up. Forces it up around. No good. And what do we got? A late whistle and a foul called. It's called on Jaden McDaniels. That was an awfully late whistle. And it's going to put Steph Castle at the line. So Castle finally does get the benefit of a call inside. That was one of the, obviously, gripes from Spurs fans the other night, is that they felt as Steph was getting tagged with 6 fouls throughout the course of the game, he didn't get the benefit of the calls on his drives inside. Now Castle will get to the line here. First free throw is up and good. Luke Kornet checks into the game. Victor Wembanyama has a seat. De'Aaron Fox into the game for Devin Vassell. Kornet played just 8 minutes on Monday night. 2 points, 2 rebounds. One more for Castle. Steph the other night was 6 of 8 at the free throw line, and in these playoffs now at 80%, 28 of 35. One more free throw coming. His second one is up and good. Castle's got 4 points. And the Spurs back ahead by 1 here, 15-14. Edwards across the timeline, left side, bouncing off of Castle. Edwards taking it in. Edwards gets a step down on the baseline. Double team, kick out to Gobert. Out top, Naz Reid to his left. Shot clock at 10. Reid between the legs, left side. Hands to Edwards. Deep three. 3 feet behind the line. No good. He's missed all 3 of his threes to start the game. Keldon Johnson in transition. Downhill, and McDaniels scoops it up right hand. Too strong. And the rebound, Jaden McDaniels. Good defensive stop there for Minnesota. Ayu Dosunmu back in transition. Will bring it back out to the right wing. Hands to McDaniels. Across to the left side. Pull up 3 over Kornet. No good. Everybody has missed all of the threes in this game. And a loose ball foul, however, is going to be called against the Spurs. It's going to be on Steph Castle. It'll be Castle's first 4th team foul against the Spurs. Spurs are 0 of 5. Minnesota is 0 of 5 from behind the line to start this game. Spurs came into this series shooting 42%. That was an NBA best in these playoffs. They went just 27% from the three-point line, 10 of 36. Dosunmu straight away 3. Nearly banked it in, no good. Rebound Johnson, they're 0 of 6 from the line. 15-14, Dylan Harper. They'll bring it back out, guarded by Dosunmu on the right side. Harper across to Johnson. Shot clock at 13. Johnson pulls up over Gobert for 3. Too strong. Rebound ripped down by Anthony Edwards. Edwards walks it back the other way. Picked up by Fox. Edwards between his legs. Edwards dancing on De'Aaron. Edwards with 13, back to the basket, spinning down to the free throw line. Edwards backing it in, free throw line, turnaround jumper, no good. Gobert offensive rebound, blew the layup inside on the reverse, and ripped away underneath there. Great play there by Dylan Harper down to the baseline. Ahead to Johnson, back to D. Harp, a step downhill. Harper, fadeaway jumper in the paint, and gets the roll. Timeout, Chris Finch. First points of the game for the rookie Dylan Harper, who does not feel like a rookie very much anymore in these NBA playoffs. 2:53 to go here in quarter number 1 as we take you to another SWBC timeout. Spurs on top by 3, 17-14. This is Spurs Radio.
Nothing compares to catching your San Antonio Spurs live. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Spurs and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can experience all the sights, sounds, and styles in person. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you were there live. So put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Spurs.
Con Spectrum TV no me pierdo ni un partido, porque tengo todas mis aplicaciones favoritas juntas. ¡Golazo! Más TV en vivo y todos los canales de deportes. ¡Se va! ¡Se va! ¡Se fue! Todo en un mismo lugar sin pagar extra. ¡Canasta! Un plan, un precio, un lugar y todos tus deportes. Visita spectrum.com/toda tu TV para más información.
In the playoffs, every move matters. That's why the San Antonio Spurs trust UT Health San Antonio, their official sports medicine partner, to keep them in the game. It's the same level of care available to you. From sports injuries to joint replacement, our nationally recognized physicians combine experience with research-driven care to help you get back to what matters most. Get the care trusted by the Spurs. Find a UT Health San Antonio physician at everythingittakes.org.
Have you thought about how your family would be protected if the unexpected happened? Life insurance can help provide financial security for the people who matter most, help cover expenses, protect loved ones, and bring peace of mind. At AHIA, our agents can help you find the life insurance coverage that fits your needs and your budget. Don't wait. Call 210-210-AHIA. That's 210-210-AHIA, or visit AHIAbenefits.com to learn more today.
2:53 to go in this opening quarter. Spurs on top by 3. 17-14. Our Spurs history tonight presented by Fanatics. We go back to the 2017 Western Conference semifinals. Last time the Spurs advanced to the second round. And if history should repeat itself, that would be a good thing for the Spurs because they, too, lost Game 1 of that series here inside the Frost Bank Center. In fact, the game wasn't even close. Spurs lost by 27 to the Rockets in Game number 1, 126-99. Of course, you know how it went. The Spurs ended up winning that series in 6 games. Of course, was punctuated in Game 5 by Manu Ginobili's block on James Harden as the Spurs won in overtime 110-107 and would go on to win the series in Houston by 29 in Game 6, 114-75. So, once again, you don't need to win Game 1, even at home, to win a best-of-7 series. And in fact, I mentioned this with Carl earlier on in Spurs Radio Game Night, that including these playoffs, in a best-of-7 since 1984, teams that are down 1-0 after losing the first game at home are 65-67. Teams tied 1-1 after losing the first game at home and winning the second game are 61-40. But teams that do lose the first 2 home games in a best-of-7 series are 4-27. So, although it's not necessarily dictated as a must-win game, for all intents and purposes, it feels like a must-win game here for the Spurs tonight to head to the Twin Cities on Friday. This is a series all even up in a game apiece. Out of the timeout, Julian Champagnie is back into the game for Devin Vassell. Terrence Shannon Jr. is back into the game for Minnesota. Aya DeSuma will play it to Naz Reid, left wing. Getting downhill to the baseline, lost the basketball, and taken away. Dylan Harper moving up to the right wing here for De'Aaron Fox. Fox had it stripped on his way up, but he's fouled. Looked like Terrence Shannon Jr. got him. He did. Back in the free throw line. That's Shannon's second foul, and that's 5 fouls on Minnesota. We'll send De'Aaron Fox to the free throw line. Now, Victor Wembanyama in his first rotation, 7 points in 8 minutes, 3 rebounds, no blocks yet on the Ledger block meter for Victor after his 12 the other night as Fox hits the first free throw. Victor became the 4th player in NBA history in the modern era to have 10 or more blocks in a playoff game, joining Andrew Bynum, who did it in 2012, Akeem Olajuwon in 1993, and Mark Eaton in 1985. Fox makes both free throws, and the Spurs lead it by 5, 19-14. 2:25 to go first quarter. Gobert up top. Hands it off to Anthony Edwards. Edwards a step against Kornet. Floats it up with the right hand. No good. He's 0-4 from the field. Outlet of the left wing to De'Aaron Fox. Up the left wing side of the hash marks against DeSuma into the paint. Fox fadeaway jumper is no good. And the rebound, Naz Reid. That came off the back heel. Reid will bring it back in transition. Goes behind his back, lost it, recovers. Fox went for the steal, knocked it away, but Naz Reid threw it away, they say. That's what Mitchell Irvin said across the court. He disagrees, said it was deflected by Fox. Reid wants a review. Chris Finch isn't going to give it to him. All right. 5 turnovers on Minnesota here in the first quarter. That's the Spurs lead 5, 19-14, under 2 minutes to play. Dylan Harper up top, watched by Edwards. Bounce pass right wing. Fox, as he makes his move with a left-hand dribble, weaves his way down to the right block. He gets bumped. No foul. He lost the ball, and it's a turnover. Man, Fox gathered some contact down on that right block and could not draw a whistle. That's 4 turnovers on the Spurs. 1:45 to go in the opening quarter. Shannon Jr. guarded by Champagnie. He brings it across the timeline. Crossing up Julian. Shannon Jr. lobbing it up, and Rudy Gobert missing the lob put down. As he had Kornet in the vicinity. Here come the Spurs in transition. Harper, right wing against Ant-Man. Harper, right side. Waist-high dribble. We'll get it back now from Julian Champagnie. Harper between his legs. Dylan making the move on Shannon. Spinning down to the right block. Puts it up. No good. Rebound taken down by Naz Reid. Spurs have struggled here. Actually, both teams have struggled. Spurs are 7-21. Minnesota 6-21. Gobert kick out. Naz Reid a step past Harper in the paint. Floats it up over Kornet. No good. Minnesota has missed 12 of their last 13 from the floor. Under a minute to play, first quarter. Once again, points coming at a premium. Here's Fox. Into the right elbow, will play it off to Harper. D. Harp, left-hand dribble, spinning in the lane. Kick out. Kornet goes up, 2-in jam. Luke Kornet on the pass from Dylan Harper. First points of the game for Big Luke. 21-14, Spurs by 7. They've scored the last 7 here. 36 seconds remaining. Shannon Jr. rejected at the rim by Luke Kornet, out of bounds. It'll stay Minnesota ball. Well, the block godfather knows something about big-time block performances. He had 7 in the conference semifinals last May at TD Garden. That all came in the second half. Minnesota will inbound. They've gone nearly 4 minutes without a point. Anthony Edwards, open right wing three is good. That ends that. First points for Ant-Man after he missed his first 5 from the field. 21-17. Also snaps the 7-0 run for the Spurs. And Minnesota also leaves them 6 seconds on the 2-for-1. Shot clock at 13, game clock at 19. Fox with the basketball at the logo. Dosunmu watching him. Fox a step against Gobert. Fox attacking down to the left block, brings it out. Shot clock at 4. At 3, Fox step back, left wing 3 is good. It rolled in and out and then rolled back in. There's 3 for De'Aaron Fox in this series. 9 points in the quarter. 3 seconds remaining. Dosunmu down to the baseline, blocked from behind by Keldon Johnson. That's how the first quarter ends. And the Spurs close the first quarter on an 11-3 run as they take a 7-point lead to the second, 24-17, and De'Aaron Fox, that step-back 3, rolled out and rolled back in. And then the closing block by Keldon Johnson ends the first quarter with the Spurs fandom up in celebration. 24-17, Spurs by 7. 12 minutes down, 36 to play. Spurs Radio. Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals continues in a moment.
Severe stomach cramps, trouble breathing, back pain? Don't diagnose yourself. For emergency medical care, leave it to the experts at one of our Methodist Healthcare ER locations. When it's an emergency, count on our trusted care teams and convenient locations. Our ERs offer high-quality emergency care 24/7. Choose emergency medical care wisely. Choose Methodist Healthcare. Find a location near you at sahealth.com/ER.
Are you a current or former military service member, first responder, or government employee? The Spurs would like to honor your service by offering you up to 25% off tickets to select playoff home games this postseason. To get your exclusive discount, simply verify your eligibility online with Spurs partner GovX. Registration is fast, easy, and totally free. Visit govx.com, that's govx.com, or go to spurs.com/salute to learn more. Thank you for serving our country and communities. See you at the arena.
Most of the jewelry sold in the U.S. is made in India or China. At America's Diamond, we design and create our jewelry right here in San Antonio, and the difference in quality is amazing. Most jewelers stock a couple of diamonds over 1 carat and a handful of diamond engagement rings. At America's Diamond, we stock more than 800 diamonds over 1 carat and 3,000 diamond engagement ring styles. Quality for quality, we guarantee that the everyday America's Diamond price is lower than any jewelry store's very best sale price, or we'll refund the difference plus 25%. America's Diamond is locally owned, and all 45 of us live here in San Antonio with our families. The America's Diamond Circle of Support charitable program has raised more than $1 million for San Antonio's schools, churches, and charities. America's Diamond is the official jeweler of the University of Texas at San Antonio Athletics, the San Antonio Spurs, and Mission Baseball. See our television program tonight and every night on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. Call 561-1000.
1 quarter down, 3 to go. It's so far so good here. It's silver and black. They're up by 7, 24-17 after 1. Take a look at the Bet365 stats after 12 minutes of play. Both these teams really struggled shooting the basketball, and I think it speaks more to the defense once again. As we said, points seeming like they're going to be at a premium over the course of this series. Spurs shot 9 of 23 from the field. They were 1 of 7 from behind the line. In fact, both teams combined to miss their first 12 threes of the game before Anthony Edwards hit one, and then De'Aaron Fox came down the floor and hit one of his own as both teams finished 1 of 7. Spurs hit all 5 of their free throws, and they out-rebound Minnesota 16-13 in that first quarter. 4 turnovers for the Spurs, turning to 3 Minnesota points. Spurs were led by 9 from De'Aaron Fox, who was 3 of 6 from the field. 7 points, 3 rebounds for Victor Wembanyama, and 4 points for Stephon Castle. Minnesota, 7 of 25 in that first quarter, 28%, like I said, 1 of 7 from downtown after missing their first 6 from behind the line. 2 of 5 at the free throw line. They turned it over 5 times, and it turned into 4 points off of turnovers for the Spurs. Actually, they've updated it here to 6 turnovers. I don't know, on the box is 5, but actually now officially 6 turnovers for Minnesota. And their leading scorers were Rudy Gobert, Terrence Shannon Jr., and Jaden McDaniels at 4 points apiece. 17 points, second fewest points the Spurs have allowed in a quarter in these NBA playoffs. Minnesota basketball as we begin the second. Spurs by 7, 24-17. Mike Conley back into the game off of the left wing side. Jaden McDaniels is back as well. Again, Champagnie bouncing off him, floats it up with the right hand for 2. Jaden McDaniels with his second field goal, his third field goal, beg your pardon. He's got 6 points, 24-19. Fox out top, bounce pass to Castle. Wembanyama's back into the game. We'll get the lob from Steph, guarded by Randall. Victor sweeping through on Julius, backing it in, spinning in the paint, lobs it up with the right hand for 2 over Randall. Wembanyama's got 9. Meanwhile, down to the other end, Naz Reid with a catch, and Wembanyama in the vicinity, so Reid will bring it back out. 26-19, Spurs by 7. McDaniels with a step, jumps into the lane, and what do we got? A travel. Jaden McDaniels, the jump step called for the travel. 7 turnovers on Minnesota. So Minnesota, who in game number 1, as we said, turned it over 13 times, has already turned it over 7 times here in the first 13 minutes of game action. Here's Fox, he'll bring it up. Fox, as he goes to work on Conley. Fox, kick out, Champagnie, left wing. Julian, download Keldon Johnson to the baseline, goes up left hand, he's met at the rim by McDaniels. Out of bounds, last touch by who? And Scott Foster's going to get together here with Mitchell Irvin to discuss, and they're going to point in the direction of Minnesota. The ball last touched by Keldon Johnson, with a block by Jaden McDaniels will be his first block, and the second block for Minnesota. Spurs 2 blocks in that first quarter, 1 from Luke Kornet, 1 from Keldon Johnson. Naz Reid, left side, will spot McDaniels out top. McDaniels, a step past Castle. McDaniels in the paint. Fall away jumper is no good. Rolls off the rim. Wembanyama brings down his 4th rebound. Castle back the other way. Steph picked up by McDaniels between his legs. Up top now with the switch on Reid. Left wing, Fox. Entry pass. Wembanyama gets a step. Left his layup short. Got his rebound. Put it back up and in. Well, when you're 7-4, even when you miss the first try, odds are you're going to get the offensive rebound and put back. First player in double figs, he's got 11. Left wing in the corner, Naz Reid. 3 over Wembanyama's good. A rainbow 3 for Naz Reid. Comes in at 36% in these playoffs. 28-22. Johnson the other way, and he's fouled inside by Jaden McDaniels as Keldon Johnson forcing the action. Will get a pair of free throws for his efforts. Second foul on Jaden McDaniels joins Terrence Shannon Jr., each with 2 fouls in this game. No player for the Spurs has multiple fouls yet. And Keldon Johnson to the free throw line. He was 1 of 2 of the line on Monday night. First free throw for Keldon's no good. Off the back of the iron. Keldon now 5-9 from the stripe in these playoffs. He's averaging 7 points, 4 rebounds as Carter Bryant, who was cleared before the game after missing Monday with a right knee sprain, comes in for his first minutes of this series. Ryan averaged 3 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 games off the bench against Portland. And Keldon splits the pair, makes the second free throw. That's his first point to go with his 4 rebounds. Spurs by 7, 29-22. Carter Bryant got a nice ovation coming into the game, and now Keldon Johnson picks up the foul. That'll be his second, as he had the handle on Julius Randle. That's the first foul against the Spurs. Harrison Barnes will check into the game for the first time. Barnes played 10 minutes on Monday night. 2 points, 4 rebounds for him. Gives Keldon a breather. Minnesota will inbound. 17 on the shot clock to Randle. Down to the right block. Randle had it stripped and taken away by the Spurs. Carter Bryant, first touch of the basketball in this series. Bryant, left side. Play it over to Castle on the right wing. Champagnie to screen. Castle switched on to now McDaniels, brushing him off, going up the left hand, and foul by Jaden McDaniels, and that's 3 fouls on McDaniels. He got into early foul trouble in the first half as well on Monday night. He managed to end the game with 5 fouls, but he picks up 3 here, and that's going to force Chris Finch's hand as he gets Terrence Shannon Jr. off the bench. Nope, now Shannon Jr. is going to sit down. Jalen Clark is going to come in instead. And Steph Castle back to the free throw line for the second time in this game. First free throw for Castle's up and good. Jalen Clark will check in here. Clark, 6'5", 208, the second-year man from UCLA, had 2 points in 7 minutes in Game 1 on Monday. McDaniel sits with 6 points, 2 assists, and 3 first-half fouls. One more free throw for Steph. He's 3 of 3 at the line. He's got 5 points. Victor Wembanyama with 11 points and 5 rebounds so far here. Second free throw for Castle is up and good. And the Spurs up by 9. This matches their largest lead of the game, 31-22. Julius Randle, left side, picked up by Champagnie at the wing. Attacking in the paint, dropping it off into the right corner. Mike Conley with a corner three, rattles around and out. Conley was 4 of 7 from behind the line on Monday. Here's Castle with a step as he floats it up and off the side of the rim, but a foul and a whistle. That foul's on Anthony Edwards. First foul on Edwards. Third team foul against Minnesota. The Timberwolves right now with Edwards, Conley, Jalen Clark, Julius Randle, Naz Reid to the 5 on the floor. And Steph Castle back to the line already for the 5th and 6th free throws of his night. First free throw for Steph's up and good. And the Spurs have got a 10-point lead for the first time in this series. 32-22 with one more free throw coming. In the regular season, the Spurs were 53-14 when having a 10-point lead. Second free throw for Steph's around and in. He's 6 of 6 from the line. He's got 8 points. 33-22. Spurs by 11. 2.5 gone by here in the second quarter. Conley, left-hand dribble the logo. Spotting Naz Reid on the left side. Screen coming from Clark. Picked up by Barnes in the corner. Kick out back to Conley. 10 on the shot clock. Spotting Randle. Randle, right elbow jumper over Castle is good. Randle, the left-hand shooter, puts it in the face of Steph Castle for the first points of the game for Julius Randle. 33-24. Randle at the game-high 21 on Monday. Castle brings it up. Victor rolling off to his right. Castle in the paint. Gets through. Where are we going to get? An offensive foul. Yeah, a little off-arm push-off with the left arm by Castle. It'll be his second foul. 5th turnover on the Spurs. As De'Aaron Fox is going to check back in here for Steph. Castle has fouled out of each of the last 2 games in the playoffs. And has a word with Sean Wright as he makes his way back down to the bench. Off the turnover, Minnesota in possession. Conley will bring it up. Guarded by Fox, off to Anthony Edwards. Left side will return to Conley. Conley over to Ant. Guarded by Champagnie. Edwards a step. Edwards in the paint. Spotting Clark. Floats it up with the right hand. Left it short. Wembanyama the rebound. 7 boards for Victor. Wembanyama back into the front court as Edwards picks him up. Shoveling it off to Fox. Fox jab step on the right side. Fox lobs it to Victor. Right elbow extended. Squaring up on Edwards. Victor, double team comes. Kick to the corner through the hands of Champagnie, out of bounds. 6 turnovers on the Spurs. Ball had some English on it. Champagnie unable to handle. Conley back the other way here. Looking for Edwards on the left side by the hash marks. Foul away from the ball called on the Spurs. They get Carter Bryant for the foul. That'll be his first. Second team foul against the Spurs. Minnesota will inbound on the far side. 8:20 to go until halftime. Spurs by 9, 33-24. Inbound here to Edwards. Edwards off on the right wing into the corner for Clark. Back to Anthony Edwards. Edwards had it knocked out of his hands by Champagnie. It'll stay Minnesota ball. 11 on the shot clock. 8:14 to go here on the game clock. Out to Conley. Sidestepping Fox. 3 on the way. An air ball. Second air ball for Minnesota in tonight's game. And the fans let the 38-year-old wonder, Mike Conley, hear about it. As De'Aaron will bring it up. Fox 9 points in the first quarter. 3 of 6 from the field. Only had 10 in game 1. Step back, right wing 3. Yes, sir! De'Aaron Fox. And the foul underneath is called as well. That's going to be called on Carter Bryant, though, after the fact. So it's a foul on the Spurs. The 3 is good, though, for De'Aaron. The foul on Carter Bryant is his second. A little push-off there in the back of Mike Conley. That's 3 team fouls now against the Spurs. 2 fouls on Carter Bryant, like I said. 36-24. Spurs by a dozen, largest lead of the game. The Aaron's hit the only 2 threes of the game here for the Spurs. Right side of the basketball's Conley. Screen from Edwards, switched on to Bryant. Conley looking for Edwards on the right side. Edwards guarded by Fox. Instead goes to Randall. Randall spinning to his right. Randall in the paint. Fadeaway left-hand jumper around the rim. No good. Rebound taken down by Wembanyama. Eighth board. Ahead to Champagnie. Spotting Victor Rowland. Kick out of the corner. Bryant didn't handle it cleanly. They play it around the horn to Fox. Fox guarded by Clark. Gets a step beyond him. Fox kick out into the right wing. Wembanyama, 9 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Whips it across to Bryant. He'll spot up, left wing 3, in and out. Halfway down, but wouldn't stay down. 36-24, Minnesota with a rebound. 7:11 to go. Double team comes on Edwards. He's trapped on the sideline. Gets it out of his hands to Naz Reid in the right corner. Reid step back right 3, no good. It barely hit the side of the rim there. Wembanyama was in his face. Champagnie spotting Fox on the right side. Pull up, right wing 3, no good. And a foul, though, on the closeout by Jalen Clark. And that's going to put De'Aaron Fox to the line for 3 free throws when we come back. Jalen Clark picks up his first personal foul. 14th foul on Minnesota. 6:55 to go here in the second quarter as we step aside for an SWBC timeout. Spurs up by a dozen. 36-24. Spurs Radio. Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals continues in a moment.
Don Toliver presents Octane Tour. Live in San Antonio. Performing at Frost Bank Center June 14th. With special guests Saw Baby, Sofago, and Chase B. Get tickets now at LiveNation.com. Don Toliver. The brand new album Octane is available everywhere now. For more, visit DonToliver.com.
At Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, Texas's premier entertainment destination, we love winners. With millions of dollars in jackpots paid, vehicles, cash, and gift giveaways monthly, the excitement never ends. Visit Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, and find current promotions at LuckyEagleTexas.com or on social at Lucky Eagle Texas.
Get used to hearing this, because with the new Spurs Frost debit card, you're the MVP. Get in on the action with ticket discounts and Frost Club access at home games. Enjoy discounts on Spurs merchandise and the chance to win one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences. Live the full Superfan experience with your new Spurs Frost debit card and Frost checking account. Visit your nearest Frost location or frostbank.com/Spurs card to learn more.
It's playoffs time, San Antonio, when every moment matters and there's no room for hesitation.
And when it's time to make your next move, Hill Country Honda is ready to deliver.
Shop online or on the showroom floor and find the perfect new Honda built for performance, reliability, and value.
You'll also find a deep lineup of certified Hondas and quality used vehicles.
Plus, Hill Country Honda pays top dollar for every trade.
Too much to offer, not enough time. Don't wait for the buzzer.
Visit HillCountryHonda.com and get more on 1604 at Hill Country Honda.
When the Spurs win, you win. The official playoff win giveaway thanks to our good friends at Taco Palenque. Get a free Taco Palenque breakfast taco after every Spurs home playoff or away playoff game win. You can choose from potato and egg or bean and cheese. Available from 6 to 9 a.m. at Taco Palenque locations across San Antonio, Austin, Laredo, El Paso, Eagle Pass, Corpus Christi, and throughout the Rio Grande Valley. Use the code SPURSWIN in the Taco Palenque app or in-store. Limit 1 per guest per day. No purchase or game ticket necessary. Somebody who loves the Taco Palenque free giveaway promotion the day after a win. That's Carl Schoening inside the Spurs Radio Net Center.
You know I love free things, Dan. But, one of the things that I do love is the way Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox have come out ready to play today. Wemby changing his game entirely, shooting almost exclusively inside the arc. Already has matched his point total from Game 1 with 11 points. All coming in from 5 field goals made inside the arc. but he changes up his game plan a little bit here. He's not really going after blocking shots. His presence is still being felt, but he's electing to go after rebounds instead, already with 8 rebounds, and De'Aaron Fox already with 2 made three-pointers, so both of them coming out with a vengeance here this game.
It was interesting to hear Victor talk about how he didn't feel like he used his energy the right way in game 1. And even though he was referring to the offensive end, when you block 12 shots, it takes a lot out of you as well, too, as De'Aaron goes to the free throw line. He's going to have 3 free throws coming up. Rudy Gobert's back in, Aya DeSumu's back in, and Terrence Shannon Jr. all back into the game here for Minnesota. First free throw for Fox is no good. So after Fox and Wembanyama combined to go 10 of 31 in game number 1 and 0 of 12 from the three-point line tonight, they're 9 of 14 from the field, and De'Aaron has hit both Spurs three-pointers tonight. Fox hits the second free throw. He's got one more coming. He's got 13 points to lead all scorers in this game. You knew De'Aaron would bounce back after game 1. He always seems to do that. And he gets 2 out of the 3 as he gets the third one to roll in. So the Spurs lead it by 2 touchdowns here. 38-24. 6:55 to go until halftime. Shannon Jr. will bring it up on the left side. Guarded by Devin Vassell. Into the hands of Julius Randle, trying to sweep through, and he's fouled by Harrison Barnes. It'll be Barnes' first. That's the 4th team foul against the Spurs. So, with 6:47 to play, more than halfway through, or more than halfway to go, we should say, here in this second quarter, both teams shooting free throws the rest of the quarter to the next whistle. Julius Randle once again the basketball out top. Randle guarded by Barnes. Screen coming from Gobert. Switched on to Wembanyama. He sags off. Randle misfiring on the 3. And the rebound scooped up by Randle, and he steps around Devin Vassell, lays it up and in. Julius Randle's second field goal. He's got 4. Carter Bryant at the other end, exploding, jumping off 2 feet and powering it down with 2 hands as he beats the Minnesota defense down the court. First points of the series for Carter Bryant. Aya DeSumo with the basketball right side. DeSumo will give it back out to Anthony Edwards. 10 on the shot clock. Double comes. Lofts it across. Right corner Shannon for 3. No good. Vassell with a rebound. Keeps it alive for Harrison Barnes. Barnes back to Vassell. Slips past Shannon Jr. on the left wing. Back to Wembanyama. Victor, he'll pull up 5 feet behind the line. Wee-wee! Victor Wembanyama's first 3 in the series, and the Spurs by 17. 43-26. DeSumo scooping it up, right hand, no good. Wembanyama with a rebound, his 9th. DeSumo didn't have the angle on it because of Wembanyama's presence down low. Victor dancing on Gobert, spinning in the paint. Fall away, right elbow jumper, no good. Oh, and the place would have exploded if that one had dropped. 43-26, 5:20 to go. This is Randle. He's bumped with the left elbow and fouled by Barnes. That'll be Harrison's second. And they'll send Julius Randle to the free throw line. Bones Highland is getting set to come into the game for the first time for Minnesota. Meanwhile, for the Spurs, Dylan Harper, Steph Castle over at the scorers table, along with Keldon Johnson. There's Julius Randle at the foul line. Randle struggled at the free throw line on Monday night. He was 3 of 6. First free throw here is good. Now 71% in these playoffs. Randle's gone to the line more times than any Timberwolves. That's 46 attempts now for Julius Randle in these playoffs. Wembanyama, Barnes, Carter Bryant, all coming out. Dylan Harper, Luke Kornet, Keldon Johnson are back into the game for the Spurs. Castle remains at the scorer's table. Second free throw for Randle is rounded in. That's 6 points for Julius Randle. The tie for the team lead with Jaden McDaniels, who's on the bench right now with 3 fouls. Spurs by 15. 43-28, 5:14 to go until halftime. Fox a step past Edwards. Fox scoops it up. Right hand missed. No good. Kornet couldn't tip it back up and in. Fox just put too much on that shot there. Shannon falling away. Puts it up over Harper. No good. Left it short. Here's Keldon Johnson in transition. Going up. Takes it up. Right hand. No good against Edwards. Rebound the other way. Shannon Jr. shovels it back to Edwards. Edwards into the paint. Gets it. Right hand met by Kornet with a block. Gobert saves it before it goes out of bounds. Shot clock at 11. Randle squaring up on Kornet. Backing it in. Spinning to his right. Puts it up right hand for 2. Julius Randle now with 8. And all 8 have come in the quarter. At the other end, the shot by Keldon Johnson, no, the right block, but he's fouled by Randall. Randall will pick up his second, and the Timberwolves over the limit, and they'll send Keldon Johnson to the free throw line. Spurs have gone to the free throw line already 14 times in this first half. 12-14. Minnesota 4 of 7. Johnson, first free throw's good. Castle will now check in here for De'Aaron Fox. Playing with 2 fouls, 8 points. Couple of steals for Steph. Spurs have 5 steals in the game. 3 blocks on the Ledger block meter. One more free throw coming for Johnson. Spurs by 14. Second free throw short. Rebound tipped out by Kornet. Castle will save it. Another second chance here for the Spurs. Castle against Highland. Castle kicks it out to Vassell. Vassell to the right elbow. Inside pull-up jumper short. Rebound to Highland. Devin is yet to score. He's missed all 3 of his shots. The lob pass inside for Randall. Double team down on the left block. Randall trapped, throws it off Kornet, but it didn't go out of bounds. Saved by the Spurs. Here's Vassell. Lobs it up. Harper! And he missed. The lob was too high. Vassell will save it, though, on the right side. Back to Harper, left corner. Going against Gobert. Sneaking in. Left hand off the window. No. Rebound Randall on the right wing side. Ahead to Anthony Edwards. A lot of layups missed by the Spurs here in the first half. Edwards in the paint. Scooping it up. Right hand for 2. Anthony Edwards. Only his second field goal. That's his first 2-point field goal. Johnson is the lane. Parts scoops it up with the right hand for 2. It's too much for Bones Highland to handle inside. Keldon Johnson's got 4. That's his first field goal. 46-32. 3:35 to go until halftime. Gobert. Hand it off to Shannon Jr. Lobs it back to Gobert, and he missed on the alley-oop, but it goes right into the hands of Junior Shannon. And off into the left corner for Naz Reid, and he missed on the 3. Back the other way is Castle. Castle, free throw line, spotting Keldon Johnson, knocked away. Saved by Kornet. Spurs will slow it down here momentarily. Shot clock at 11. Castle crossing up Bones Highland between his legs. Castle, right hand, crossing up Highland. Castle, right elbow jumper, good. Timeout, Chris Finch. Steph Castle, the third Spur in double figs here in this first half with 10 points. And the Spurs lead it by 16, 48-32. 3:02 to go until halftime as we take into the SWBC timeout. Spurs Radio, Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals continues in a moment.
Spectrum TV makes sports easy, so I never miss. Never miss a homer. Never miss a home field hat trick. Never miss a goal line stand, inches from the end zone. Never miss an end-to-end, tic-tac-toe, top-shelf snipe. Never miss a downtown buzzer beater for the championship win. Get your favorite streaming apps included at no extra cost with Live TV. It's one plan, one price, one place for all your sports. For details, visit SpectrumTV.com.
At SWBC, we believe financial success hinges on teamwork. We've built a legacy on it, partnering with businesses across Texas to help Texans achieve their financial goals. With a comprehensive suite of personal and commercial services, we're here to support whatever journey you're on. From expert property tax services and HR solutions to protecting your future with insurance, investment strategies, and succession planning, we've got you covered. Because great things happen when we move forward together. SWBC, a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs.
Looking for an opportunity to grow in the insurance industry? AHIA is recruiting motivated health insurance agents who want to build a successful career helping families find the coverage they need. Whether you're already licensed or looking to get started, our team provides the support, training, and tools to help you succeed.
Interested in joining their team or learning more about your coverage options? Call 210-210-AHIA. That's 210-210-AHIA or visit ahiabenefits.com today.
¿Fuertes dolores de estómago? ¿Dificultad para respirar? ¿Dolor de espalda? No se autodiagnostique. En caso de emergencia, confíe en los expertos de Methodist Healthcare. En caso de emergencia, cuente con nuestros equipos de atención y nuestras cómodas ubicaciones. Nuestros servicios de urgencia están abiertos las 24 horas del día, los 7 días de la semana y ofrecen una atención de alta calidad. Elija sabiamente. Elija Methodist Healthcare. Encuentre la sala de emergencias más cercana en sahealth.com/ER.
3:02 to go until halftime. Spurs, who gave up 17 points in the first quarter, have given up only 15 here in the second quarter. Outscored Minnesota 24-17 in the first, have outscored them 24-15 in the second. Lead it by 16, 48-32. Look at the Bet365 stats. Spurs now up to 40%. 16 of 40 from the field, 3 of 10 from behind the line. They have gone to the free throw line 16 times in this first half, being the aggressor. 13 of 16 at the charity stripe, as Minnesota has fouled 10 times already here in this first half. Spurs out rebounding the Wolves 28-22. The Timberwolves have missed 30 shots in this game. 13 of 43 from the field. Dead even 30%, 2 of 14 from behind the line. And like we mentioned, they've only gone to the line 7 times here in this ball game, 4 of 7. 3 Spurs in double figures, 14 apiece from Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox. Victor's also already got 9 rebounds and a block. And De'Aaron, 14 points to go with an assist and a steal. And he's got 2 of the 3 threes for the Spurs here in this game, with the other one coming 5 feet behind the line from Victor Wembanyama. Steph Castle just entered double figures right before the break. He's got 10 points. Minnesota's got 8 from Julius Randle, all in this second quarter, to pace the way for the visitors. So the Timberwolves will inbound with Shannon Jr., Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert, Bones Highland, and Anthony Edwards on the floor here. Spurs counter with Luke Kornet, Dylan Harper, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, and Stephon Castle. This is Randle. Bouncing off of Johnson here on the right side. Lobs it over to Edwards. Edwards putting it to the floor against Castle. Edwards, jab step, left hand. Bouncing off of Castle. Fade away, 18-footer. Good. Fans thought that Edwards pushed off there with the off arm. Got away with it. Gets the jumper. 7 for Anthony Edwards. 48-34. Castle, the other end, guarded by Shannon Jr. Castle, right-hand dribble, slips past Shannon Jr. off to Kornet, left elbow. Hands to Johnson, turning the corner. Shovels it up, right hand around and in for 2. 6 points for Keldon Johnson. All 6 have come in the second quarter. His second field goal, 50-34. 2:20 to go until halftime. Gobert out top. Hands it off to Shannon Jr. Attacking. Kornet goes up. Kornet might have blocked it. Shannon Jr. with a miss. Rebound Spurs. Vassell, right wing. Walks into a right wing 3. No good. Offensive rebound, Dylan Harper, and the putback slam. And he's fired up as Harper skying for the two-hand dunk. And the Spurs, their largest lead of 18, 52-34. Edwards, step back, left wing 3 over Castle. No good. He's missed 4 of his 5 from downtown. Castle leaking out of the other end with a two-hand slam as he beats everyone down the floor. And the Spurs, on fast break points, they've got 10 of them now. Castle's got a dozen. Spurs, their first 20-point lead of the series, 54-34. This is Bones Highland, screen from Gobert. Highland inside the paint. Step back, left elbow jumper, no good. Deep rebound, Castle on the right side. Spurs continue to push. 27 points on the break in game 1, and they've got 10 of them here already in game 2. Right side, this is Harper. Step back, right wing 3, yes sir! As the Spurs breaking it open here late in the second quarter. Lead it by 23. 57-34. Dylan Harper's first 3 of the series, second 3 rather. Anthony Edwards threw it away. Stolen by Harper, saved to Castle. And he threw it out of bounds, looking for Devin Vassell, the pass behind him. The Spurs have scored the last 9. Victor Wembanyama coming back into the game. Spurs did just fine with Victor on the bench. Breaking this thing open here to a 23-point cushion. Spurs in the regular season, when they led by 20 or more, were 31-1. Their only loss was that game against Denver in March. 57-34. 48 seconds left until halftime. Mike Conley. Around the Naz Reid screen. We'll give it back to Reid to the left side. Nearly lost it as the double team comes. Whips it across to Conley. Right side, this is Randle. Randle down inside the paint. Randle kick out. Nearly threw it away. Shot clock at 4. At 3 for Edwards. Deep trapped as he sweeps through. Lost the ball. Placing it ahead. Harper to Vassell. Vassell, two-hand slam. It is a dunk party and everyone's invited here at the Frost Bank Center. First points in the game for Devin Vassell. 59-34. 11-0 run to close the half. Shot clock and game clock virtually even. Down to 13. Conley trapped on the sideline, down to 10, gives to Edwards, going up, lost it on the way up, and he's fouled. Foul was called across the floor by Sean Wright. Keldon Johnson will pick up his third personal, and Anthony Edwards will go to the free throw line for the first time tonight. He's 3 of 10 from the field in his 16 minutes. Like we said, what Anthony Edwards could give to Minnesota in Game 2 after his performance in Game 1 would certainly be something for curiosity's sake, and we're starting to get an idea here. He's struggled tonight as he hits the first free throw. It snaps an 11-0 run. Jalen Clark back into the game for Mike Conley to end the half. 1 of 2 at the line for Edwards. 6 seconds to go. Ahead quickly to Vassell. Vassell weaves to the right elbow. Fadeaway jumper. No good. And that is how the first half comes to an end. But the Spurs close the half on an 11-1 run. Minnesota held to just 35 points in that first half. Spurs lead it 59-35 as they go to the halftime locker room. 3 double figures, 14 apiece for Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox, and a dozen points for Stephon Castle. Coming up at the half, Carl Schoning's got your halftime report. Take a look at first half scoring summary. Stats, highlights, and analysis will go around the NBA playoff out-of-town scoreboard, and much more, all coming up with Carl at the half. 24 minutes down, 24 to play. This is Spurs Radio.
Cheering the Spurs. You're listening to San Antonio Spurs basketball.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people who don't even get it. Some people will never know what it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Progressive can't bring people together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle. So switch and see if you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
Are you a current or former military service member, first responder, or government employee? The Spurs would like to honor your service by offering you up to 25% off tickets to select playoff home games this postseason. To get your exclusive discount, simply verify your eligibility online with Spurs partner GovX. Registration is fast, easy, and totally free. Visit govx.com. That's govx.com, or go to spurs.com/salute to learn more. Thank you for serving our country and communities. See you at the arena.
Get used to hearing this, because with the new Spurs Frost debit card, you're the MVP. Get in on the action with ticket discounts and Frost Club access at home games. Enjoy discounts on Spurs merchandise and the chance to win one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences. Live the full Superfan experience with your new Spurs Frost debit card and Frost checking account. Visit your nearest Frost location or frostbank.com/SpursCard to learn more.
Here's Vassell up top, gets to the right elbow, fade away, lob pass to Wembanyama, taps it in, count the basket, and the foul.
Victor Wembanyama with 3 of his first half points there, as he would lead all scorers with 14 points in the first half, as San Antonio has a 59-35 lead over the Minnesota Timberwolves here at the half at the Frost Bank Center in Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals. From the Spurs Net Center, I'm Carl Schoening, going to get you some halftime stats and information here as we start off with individual numbers for the Spurs. As I mentioned, Victor Wembanyama leads all scorers in a two-way a tie with De'Aaron Fox with 14 points. Wemby does it in 15 minutes on 6 of 9 shooting from the field. He knocked down one of his 2 3-pointers, and it was about a 34-footer from deep when he knocked down his 3, and he made that and one free throw that you just heard, taking us into this segment. Wemby also grabbed 9 rebounds, dished out an assist, and has 1 block, as well as 3 offensive rebounds that have led to scores for his 14 points in the first half. 16 minutes and 14 points for De'Aaron Fox in that first half. He goes 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 2 from behind the three-point line, and 4 of 5 from the charity stripe. An assist and a steal as well for Swipa there in that first half. 12 points for Steph Castle in 16 minutes as he joins the trio of Spurs in double-figure scoring in the first half. 3 of 6 from the field, 6 of 6 from the free throw line as Castle was a big part of a big free throw half for the Spurs. 2 rebounds, an assist, and 2 steals for Steph Castle. 2 points for Devin Vassell in 15 minutes to round out the starting lineup scoring. Off the bench, 6 points for Keldon Johnson in 14 minutes on 2 of 6 shooting from the field and 2 of 4 shooting from the free throw line. Keldon also grabbed 5 rebounds and has an assist and a block in his 14 minutes of action in the first half. 7 points for Dylan Harper. In 12 minutes, he goes 3 of 6 from the field, 1 of 1 from behind the three-point line, grabbed 6 rebounds, and had 3 assists as well as 2 steals. Dylan Harper, the stellar rookie, just putting up great numbers as usual. 2 points for Carter Bryant on an electric dunk in his 5 minutes in his first action in the series. Luke Kornet had 2 points as he made his only field goal attempt. To round out the scoring, that all totals up to 59 points for San Antonio in that first half. As a team, the Spurs shoot 21 of 46 from the field for 46% shooting, 4 of 12 from deep. After missing their first 6 3-point attempts, the Spurs proceed to go 4 of 6 to end the first half, and it levels out to 33% shooting from behind the three-point line. But the Spurs do a ton of damage from the free throw line. They were 13 of 16 from the free throw line as a team, for 81% shooting on the free shots for San Antonio to help them to a 59-35 lead. No double-figure scores for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have 2 players that scored 8 to have a game high for Minnesota, as Julius Randle, who got the start, did his scoring in 18 minutes on 3 of 7 shooting from the field to get his 8 points. And Anthony Edwards, playing through a bone bruise in his knee, played 17 minutes in that first half, and he was supposed to be on a minutes restriction. Didn't seem like Chris Finch or Anthony Edwards got that memo. He has 8 points, but on 3 of 10 shooting from the field and an inefficient 1 of 5 shooting from behind the three-point line. The Timberwolves as a team go 14 of 47 from the field for 30% shooting in the first half, 2 of 15 from behind the three-point line for 13% shooting from distance. And from the charity stripe, Minnesota leaves points at the line, 5 of 9 as a team for 56% shooting for the game. Checking out some other team numbers here as the Spurs are winning the battle in the paint with 34 paint points, doubling up Minnesota's 16 points in the paint. Second chance opportunities about even. The edge goes to Minnesota 9-8. Fast break points, all Spurs as they get out and run 12 fast break points to the 3 Minnesota points. Largest lead for San Antonio was 25. Minnesota had a 1-point lead at some point in the game. 11 turnovers for Minnesota have become 8 Spurs points. The Spurs have turned it over 7 times, but have done a good job limiting points off turnovers, as Minnesota only has 3 points off of those 7 Spurs turnovers. Bench scoring pretty close, but the Spurs have the edge, 17-13 in scores off of the bench. That includes Anthony Edwards, obviously, coming off the bench for Minnesota with 8. There have been 4 lead changes and 2 ties, but the Spurs hope that there are no more ties or lead changes in this one as they lead it 59-35. That'll do it for our halftime stats. When we come back, we'll take a look at the rest of the action happening around the NBA tonight and coming up tomorrow, as there's 1 game already final and 2 more games coming up tomorrow night. Spurs Radio continues in a moment.
Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, Texas's premier entertainment destination. We love winners. With millions of dollars in jackpots paid, vehicles, cash, and gift giveaways monthly, the excitement never ends. Visit Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, and find current promotions at LuckyEagleTexas.com or on social at Lucky Eagle Texas.
At SWBC, we believe financial success hinges on teamwork. We've built a legacy on it, partnering with businesses across Texas to help Texans achieve their financial goals. With a comprehensive suite of personal and commercial services, we're here to support whatever journey you're on. From expert property tax services and HR solutions to protecting your future with insurance, investment strategies, and succession planning, we've got you covered. Because great things happen when we move forward together. SWBC, a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs.
Dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but catching them from the hardwood is a whole different experience. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the San Antonio Spurs and the NBA. From seeing your favorite Spurs stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood, nothing compares to catching the game in person. Even if you're headed to the arena last minute, you can still score tickets at Ticketmaster. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Spurs. See you courtside, San Antonio.
Have you thought about how your family would be protected if the unexpected happened? Life insurance can help provide financial security for the people who matter most, help cover expenses, protect loved ones, and bring peace of mind. At AHIA, our agents can help you find the life insurance coverage that fits your needs and your budget. Don't wait. Call 210-210-AHIA. That's 210-210-AHIA or visit ahiabenefits.com to learn more today.
Severe stomach cramps? Trouble breathing? Back pain? Don't diagnose yourself. For emergency medical care, leave it to the experts at one of our Methodist Healthcare ER locations. When it's an emergency, count on our trusted care teams and convenient locations. Our ERs offer high-quality emergency care 24/7. Choose emergency medical care wisely. Choose Methodist Healthcare. Find a location near you at sahealth.com/ER.
It's playoffs time, San Antonio, when every moment matters and there's no room for hesitation.
And when it's time to make your next move, Hill Country Honda is ready to deliver.
Shop online or on the showroom floor and find the perfect new Honda built for performance, reliability, and value.
You'll also find a deep lineup of certified Hondas and quality used vehicles.
Plus, Hill Country Honda pays top dollar for every trade.
Too much to offer, not enough time. Don't wait for the buzzer.
Visit HillCountryHonda.com and get more on 1604 at Hill Country Honda.
Placing it ahead, Harper to Vassell, two-hand slam. It is a dunk party and everyone's invited here at the Frost Bank Center.
Devin Vassell with his 2 points in the first half. They were loud ones to help the Spurs to a 59-35 lead over the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 2 of this the second round matchup in the Western Conference semifinals. Before we continue, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the San Antonio Spurs radio network.
News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio's breaking news, traffic, and weather.
From the Spurs Net Center, I'm Carl Schoening. 59-35, the halftime score. The Spurs lead the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 2 of this Round 2 matchup. Earlier this evening in Madison Square Garden, the Knicks take a 2-0 series lead over the Philadelphia 76ers playing without Joel Embiid. 3 Knicks scored at least 20 points in Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, and Karl Anthony Towns to come away with that 108-102 victory over Philadelphia. Games coming up tomorrow in the second round of the NBA playoffs in Detroit. The Pistons look to take a commanding 2-0 lead over the Cavaliers. That game gets started on Prime at 6 o'clock. And then at 8:30 in Oklahoma City, the Lakers are trying to even up the series at a game apiece against the Oklahoma City Thunder. That should be a fun one as well. Once again, the score here in San Antonio at the half, the Spurs lead the Minnesota Timberwolves 59-35. When we come back, Dan Weiss will rejoin us and have your call, the second half action from the Frost Bank Center in San Antonio. This is Spurs Radio.
Con Spectrum TV no me pierdo ni un partido, porque tengo todas mis aplicaciones favoritas juntas. ¡Golazo! Más TV en vivo y todos los canales de deportes. ¡Se va! ¡Se va! ¡Se fue! Todo en un mismo lugar sin pagar extra. ¡Canasta! Un plan, un precio, un lugar y todos tus deportes. Visita spectrum.com/toda tu TV para más información.
Most of the jewelry sold in the U.S. is made in India or China. At America's Diamond, we design and create our jewelry right here in San Antonio, and the difference in quality is amazing. Most jewelers stock a couple of diamonds over 1 carat and a handful of diamond engagement rings. At America's Diamond, we stock more than 800 diamonds over 1 carat and 3,000 diamond engagement ring styles. Quality for quality, we guarantee that the everyday America's Diamond price is lower than any jewelry store's very best sale price, or we'll refund the difference plus 25%. America's Diamond is locally owned, and all 45 of us live here in San Antonio with our families. The America's Diamond Circle of Support charitable program has raised more than $1 million for San Antonio's schools, churches, and charities. America's Diamond is the official jeweler of the University of Texas at San Antonio Athletics, the San Antonio Spurs, and Mission Baseball. See our television program tonight and every night on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. Call 561-1000.
Celebrate with full arena t-shirt giveaway on Spurs Fan Appreciation Night presented by Legend. Sunday, April 12th at 7:30 p.m. versus the Nuggets. Come early for the pregame party at 5:30 p.m. Then catch the incredible matchup and bring home a W with a full arena t-shirt giveaway. Score your tickets now at spurs.com/promotions. Season presented by HEB.
Cheering the Spurs, you're listening to San Antonio Spurs basketball.
Halftime wrapping up in San Antonio, where the Spurs lead the Minnesota Timberwolves 59-35. From the Spurs Net Center, I'm Carl Schoening, and we're now rejoined by Spurs radio voice Dan Weiss. And Dan, this one comes from our buddy Jordan Howenstein at Airless Jordan on Twitter. Spurs gave up just 35 points in the first half, the least amount of points San Antonio has allowed in the first half of a playoff game since 2013, when they held Memphis to only 31 points in Game 2 of that series.
That's also the 4th fewest points ever scored by Minnesota in their 102-game playoff history. So, yeah, I would say pretty good defensive half for the Spurs here. But as I was discussing with Walter Stoops just a moment ago, you might remember the one game that was played in this building back in January. The Spurs led by 25 at the half, 69-44, only to watch Minnesota score 79 points in the second half. So as my old buddy Matt Bonner would say, it's a 48-minute game.
Yeah, I reject that juju, but that's a good point out, and hopefully the Spurs can figure out a way to avoid a close game, and I hope to see Joe Ingles tonight is what I'm getting at.
Okay, fair enough. Well, we all love Joe Ingles, especially when he's coming in on the backside of what would likely be a loss for Minnesota and a even series at a game apiece as we head back to the Twin Cities. Game 3 coming up on Friday night. Minnesota basketball as we begin the second half. Spurs will move left to right across your radio dial here in this second 24 minutes alongside our on-site engineer, Sam Walters, statistician Walter Stoops, and, of course, Carl Schoening over here at the Spurs Radio Net Center. I'm Dan Weiss. Spurs by 24, and like I said, in the regular season, 31-1 when having a 20-point lead at any point during the game. Minnesota, we'll see what adjustments they have coming out of the locker room here with Terrence Shannon Jr. moving around to the right side. Julius Randle. Randle steps inside the arc, double team, skip pass across to Conley. Over to Shannon Jr. Right wing three is up, no good. Rebound hit by Wembanyama into the hands of Vassell. Victor hits the deck. Devin will bring it up on the left wing side. Gives it back to Wembanyama, right wing Victor, shoveling it off the glass, no good. Left it short, thought he got fouled. Back the other way, Shannon Jr. splitting through the defense, off on the right wing, Conley. Conley with a step, skip pass across McDaniels. McDaniels in the paint, guarded by Castle. Fade away, right elbow jumper, no good. And Victor Wembanyama's got 11 rebounds now and another double-double. That's 4 double-doubles in the postseason. Fox down to the left block, out to Castle. Left wing three, no good. Rebound for Julius Randle. He'll come the other way with the basketball. Still looking for the first points in the second half. Randle in the paint, left-hand jumper off the glass. No offensive foul is called on Minnesota. It is not on Julius Randle. Foul's on Rudy Gobert away from the play. And it's the second foul on Rudy Gobert. It's a 12th turnover on Minnesota. De'Aaron Fox coming off 14 in the first half of the basketball. Right side, guarded by McDaniels to Wembanyama. Left elbow extended, goes up against Gobert. Before the shot, he's fouled by Gobert. That'll be his third. And the Spurs will take it out on the side here. First team foul in Minnesota. Still looking for our first points, as we're already 77 seconds into the second half. Spurs led by as many as 25 in the first half. And lead right now 24. Castle with a step, spinning in the paint, going up, and he scores around Gobert. Little spinorama move for Steph Castle. He's got 14. Tying for the team high, Spurs by 26. Randall with a left-hand shot, no good. Rebound Castle, skip pass across, Fox right wing, shovel to Wembanyama, left wing Castle, corner pocket three, Vassell, in and out. Wembanyama with the offensive rebound though, down to the left corner. Victor backing it in on Gobert, backing it in here now. Isolation, and Victor now spinning, turning the corner. Free throw line, pocket pass underneath Champagnie, reverse layup block. Hands to Vassell, shot clock expiring, hits the three. Devin Vassell from that left corner with the shot clock winding down, knocks down the triple. First three of the night, Spurs by 29. 64-35, Gobert trying to hand it off to Randall, and a foul before called on Steph Castle. That'll be his third. That was probably the hardest look Devin Vassell has had all night. But, of course, when the shot clock's winding down, you really have no time to think. You just got to throw it up. Spurs are going to challenge this foul, by the way, as Mitch Johnson has signaled for the challenge. And we'll see what Scott Foster, Sean Wright, Mitchell Urban have to say about this on the other side. We'll step aside for a timeout. 9:48 to go, third quarter. To the SWBC break we go, 64-35.
The timeout's been called, the challenge ruling on the floor.
Spurs by 29, Spurs Radio. Game number 2. Western Conference semifinals continues in a moment.
It's playoff basketball. You got to do a little bit of everything.
The intensity levels are at an all-time high. These are the NBA playoffs. Every team looking to make a run.
This is incredible.
Every player looking to make history.
Give me all you got. Let's go.
So tune in, because this is going to be unbelievable.
This is exactly what we want.
The NBA playoffs presented by Google continue on ABC, ESPN, NBC, Peacock, and Prime.
Get used to hearing this, because with the new Spurs Frost debit card, you're the MVP. Get in on the action with ticket discounts and Frost Club access at home games. Enjoy discounts on Spurs merchandise and the chance to win one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences. Live the full Superfan experience with your new Spurs Frost debit card and Frost checking account. Visit your nearest Frost location or frostbank.com/SpursCard to learn more.
Experience award-winning service at San Antonio's #1 Ford truck retailer, Bluebonnet Ford. Now a 25-time award recipient of Ford Motor Company's President's Award for Sales and Service Excellence. Or visit Texas #1 Ram truck dealer, Bluebonnet Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Now in an all-new state-of-the-art facility on I-35 in New Braunfels. Experience award-winning sales and service excellence at the Bluebonnet dealerships in New Braunfels.
At Bluebonnet, price is the difference.
Are you a current or former military service member, first responder, or government employee? The Spurs would like to honor your service by offering you up to 25% off tickets to select playoff home games this postseason. To get your exclusive discount, simply verify your eligibility online with Spurs partner GovX. Registration is fast, easy, and totally free. Visit govx.com, that's govx.com, or go to spurs.com/salute to learn more. Thank you for serving our country and communities. See you at the arena.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Scott Foster told us it was a successful challenge as Steph Castle got to the ball legally and knocked it off Julius Randle's foot. So, successful challenge. Spurs are 4-2 now in challenges this season. as they'll take possession of the basketball of Minnesota's turnover. Well, let's check in while we have a moment with Carl Schoening.
Nice hands, Dan. You didn't mention that you just caught a parachute while doing the introduction back into the segment. You got a snack for a little bit later. That'll be fun.
Yeah, exactly. We've got some brownies.
Yeah.
To find folks at HEB with a parachute drop. You got to be versatile in this position.
I got nothing else for you, Dan. That was a great catch. It should go in the box score.
Yes, it will go in the timeout box score. The perfect one-for-one parachute catch. I think that's about the 5th catch I've had this year over the course of the regular season. You never know how the wind blows here at the Frost Bank Center. So off the Minnesota turnover, their 13th of the game. Spurs will have the basketball. They're up by 29, 64-35. Minnesota's yet to score here in the second half. Missed all 3 of their field goal attempts. Castle, right side, makes his move on Randall between his legs. Randall takes it away. And then quickly ahead, Shannon Jr. with a perfect catch in the lob and slams it down. And it was the first points of the second half for Minnesota, and 6 points for Terrence Shannon Jr. 9:23 to go here in quarter number 3, 64-37. Spurs by 27. Devin Vassell with a handoff right side. Ball fake down to the right block. Goes inside, lobs it back outside. Wembanyama, pull up 3 over Gobert. No good. Rebound ripped down by Shannon Jr. Victor tonight, 1 of 3 from downtown after his 0-8 performance on Monday. Left side, Conley will fire up the 3. That's good. That's his first. And Minnesota, who has not been particularly proficient from behind the line, knocks down only their 3rd 3 of the game. Their 3 of 17. 64-40. 8:45 to go here. Quarter number 3. Wembanyama up top between his legs. Victor, another step back 3 on the way. That's an air ball. Now, the one area, because the Spurs had so much success in the first half, was they forced the issue in the paint, outscoring Minnesota 34-16, and they only attempted 12 threes in the first half, after attempting 36 of them on Monday. This is Randall with the basketball, pulls up over Castle, he's fouled, and he gets the roll in the and one. Opportunity here for a 3-point play and an 8-0 run potentially for Minnesota here already, as they've shaved 7 points off that 29-point deficit to get it down to 22, 64-42. And Julius Randle is the first Timberwolves in double figures with 10 points. And a free throw coming his way. 2 of 2 at the line tonight. Minnesota only went to the line 9 times in that first half. Free throw short. Rebound pulled down by McDaniels. Goes back up right hand, scores. It's a 9-0 run just like that for Minnesota, and the 29-point lead down to 20 in a matter of seconds. 64-44, 8:08 to go, quarter number 3. Castle left side spotting Fox. Fox moving to his right into the paint, pulls up left hand, lobs it up and in. Aaron Fox, 16, is 5 of 9 from the field. Under 8 minutes to go, snaps the 9-0 run, 66-44. Jaden McDaniels into the left corner. Randall pocket pass. Gobert. Right hand shot. No. Offensive rebound. Randall is good. But before that, the foul was called. Fouls on Victor Wembanyama. It's going to be his first foul. It's going to put Rudy Gobert at the line. This was before the putback by Julius Randle. Rudy Gobert is 2 of 4 at the free throw line here tonight. And tonight, shooting now into the face of the Jackals. First free throw's good for Gobert. You know, we probably have to take a look back, and I don't know if I'll put Carl on this or not, but of course, at the Intuit Dome, they talk about shooting into the wall with the free throw percentages of the opponents. I wonder what the free throw percentage is shooting into the Jackals. Gobert, 1 of 2. After Randall missed on the opportunity of the 3-point play, Minnesota's missed 2 of 3 at the line, shooting into the Jackals here in the second half. 66-45. Castle down to the right wing. Vassell rising for 3. Got it! And 1! It's a 4-point play coming up for Devin Vassell. The Spurs, who had 15 4-point plays during the regular season, will get their first opportunity at a 4-point play here in the postseason as Mike Conley is tagged for his first personal and the second team foul. Anthony Edwards getting set to check in at 8 points in 17 minutes in the first half, but a rather ineffective 3 of 10 from the field and just 1 of 5 from the three-point line. He was minus 23, was Edwards in that first half. Here's Vassell, who's warming up here in the second half. Free throw's good. Evan Vassell with 9 points, 7 of them coming here in the third after 2 on the dunk at the end of the second quarter. McDaniels, guarded by Dylan Harper, is back into the game for the Spurs. Behind his back, screen Gobert. McDaniels down to the left block. 10 on the shot clock, now picked up by Wembanyama. Takes him outside to the left wing. McDaniels dancing. McDaniels with 5. Floats it up over Victor, around and in. Count the basket and the foul on Wembanyama. That'll be his second. And Jaden McDaniels will go back to the line here. Oh, no, it was a box-out foul on Rudy Gobert. Okay, so it's Gobert who's going to the free throw line. Jaden McDaniels picking up points 9 and 10. They called a foul now on Dylan Harper. Okay. Well, it was not on Wembanyama. It's on Dylan Harper. It makes more sense with Gobert at the line, and he misses the free throw. 70-47, 7:08 to go. Castle underneath, trying to loft it up, and he's fouled on his way up. The foul on Terrence Shannon Jr. will be his third. And it'll put Steph Castle back to the free throw line for his 7th and 8th free throws of the night. Yeah, we're taking a look once more time at where that Dylan Harper foul was on Rudy Gobert. Yeah, it was a little push off there by Harper on Gobert inside after the shot by McDaniels. Not the foul was on the shot with Wembanyama contesting, but it was away from the ball. Here, this foul clearly on Terrence Shannon Jr. against Steph Castle. And his first free throw's up and good. Castle's got 15 tonight. Naz Reid check into the game here for Rudy Gobert. Gobert, 5 points, 8 rebounds tonight. He's only made 1 field goal, though. 1 more free throw coming up here for Steph. Spurs 15 of 18 at the charity stripe tonight. I think it's 16 of 19. 16 points for Castle. Ties him with De'Aaron Fox for the game high. Edwards guarded by Castle, crossing the timeline. 72-47. Out of his hands to McDaniels. Floats it up, blocked by Wembanyama. Gets his own loose one. McDaniels with Wembanyama on his back, bouncing it out to Reid. Shot clock to 5. Reid right wing, guarded by Vassell, spinning, picks it up, floats it up right hand, no good. Rebound, bouncing around. Shannon Jr.'s got it. Press 14, Jaden McDaniels. Down to the left elbow, spotting Anthony Edwards, sneaking underneath Castle. 18-footer off the glass is good. 10 points for Anthony Edwards, him and McDaniels and Randall, all with 10 now for Minnesota. 72-49, 6:22 to go here in quarter number 3. Castle again getting downhill, reverse layup, good! And a foul on Jaden McDaniels, and that'll be number 4 on him. 18 points for Stephon Castle. 40 in the paint tonight for the Spurs, who have really just gone back to their bread and butter. And trying to contain the guards getting downhill is never an easy task for any opponent. This is why the Spurs were so successful against Oklahoma City this year, amongst many other teams. Their ability of their guards to get downhill and to, more importantly, finish around the rim, just so vital. Jaden McDaniels leaves with the 4 personals as Bones Highland will check back into the game. And Steph Castle back to the line for the 9th time tonight. He is 8 of 8 at the free throw line. 18 points. And makes it 19 as he completes the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. And the Spurs push the lead right back up to 26. 75-49, 6:18 to go here in the third quarter. Spurs offense now getting going. They're up to 46% shooting in the game. Shannon Jr. splits through the defense, and that burst allows him to lay it up and in. And that's what he has that really nobody else in this Minnesota team has, that burst to get downhill. And Dylan Harper has his pocket pick, but he's able to recover. Anytime on the shot clock. Keldon Johnson, left wing, guarded out top by Naz Reid. Screen coming from Harper. Johnson into the paint. Johnson floats it up right hand, no good. Gets his own rebound, no good on the follow-up. Johnson, the 3rd time, is him and Naz Reid tied up. And a jump ball going to be called. So Keldon and Naz Reid will jump it up here. After Keldon tried to go 3 times on that opportunity, and the putback. And now they'll jump it up. (75-51). Luke Kornet's coming back into the game for Victor Wembanyama, who's got a double-double tonight. His 4th of these playoffs, 14 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks in the Ledger block meter. 75-51. 5:45 to go, third quarter. Johnson and Reed to jump it up here at the free throw line. As Scott Foster throws it up. And the tap controlled by the Spurs. This was tipped by Vassell. Back to Keldon Johnson. And away from the play, Bones Highland. And Steph Castle exchanging words. Anthony Edwards comes in to play peacemaker. I wonder if that was during the jump ball. Taking a look at Steph Castle here, and he was standing next to Bones Highland. They were jawing a little bit. Let's see what happened during the jump ball. Yeah, they were pushing and shoving before the ball got thrown up. And it was tapped out by Vassell, and then Castle brushed off Bones Highland. Highland came back with a 2-hand shove on Castle. So that's exactly what happened. That was all during the jump ball. And then after the jump ball, Castle kind of shoved Bones Highland away. And Chris Finch getting right into the face of Scott Foster, as the officials are going to go to the monitor to take a look to see if anything that occurred in the altercation rises to the enforcement.
Following the call on the floor, we're checking to see if there is a possible hostile act.
Of a hostile act, as I was about to say. Chris Finch was steamed. My guess is we're going to get double technicals here on Stephon Castle and Bones Highland, as Castle had the initial shove and then Bones Highland had the retaliatory shove. And this is a veteran officiating crew, and like they did in Portland when you had the back and forth altercation between Avdia and Castle, it was a double technical that was handed out there, and I gather it'll be a double technical that'll be handed out here in search of the hostile act. Meanwhile, like we said, you love to see this in measured doses in the NBA playoffs. You don't want to see anything get completely out of control, but you appreciate the intensity, the chippiness of a 7-game series, and just some friendly shoving back and forth. No punches being thrown, no cheap plays, no taking a guy's legs out. You don't want to see any of that stuff in the game. But the pushing and shoving, the trash talking, you love all that. That is what you live for in the NBA playoffs. And that's what made the NBA playoffs so awesome back in the 80s and early 90s. And, you know, we're starting to get a little bit more of that coming back. I mean, for years, you would see some of the older players lament that the current players, even after playoff series during games, were very buddy-buddy and friendly with each other. And, you know, I remember talking to Sean Elliott many times saying we didn't like the guys on the other team at all. I mean, once the season started, once the ball got thrown up, we didn't want anything to do with anybody. And it's more of a brotherly circle, I would say, these days in the NBA. But, again, this stuff is good in doses, small doses, appropriate doses. All right, so they continue to take a look at it on the monitor with Josh Tibbett, who's back at the replay center tonight in Secaucus, New Jersey, at NBA headquarters. It's a long look with Scott Foster and Mitchell Irvin discussing with Josh Tibbett on the replay monitor. And we got a lot of time left to go remaining here in this third quarter, 5:42 to play. And the Spurs on top, 75-51. And we finally have our decision.
After review, loose ball foul on Castle, followed by a technical foul on Highland. The Spurs will shoot one. It'll be possession, Minnesota ball.
All right. So it's not the double technical. It is an initial foul on Castle, but it is a retaliatory technical foul on Bones Highland. So you kind of do split the baby. Steph Castle just picked up his 4th personal foul, though. That's the 4th team foul against the Spurs. And Spurs will shoot a technical free throw. Already here in this third quarter, it's 16 apiece in terms of the scoring, with the Spurs, who led it by 24 at the break, still maintaining that 24-point lead. So Devin Vassell will go to the free throw line for the second time. He's trying to become the 4th Spurs starter to get in double figures here tonight. Julian Champagnie has only taken 2 shots in this game. Devin Vassell sinks the technical. He's got 10. Champagnie has yet to score. In fact, him and Harrison Barnes, the only 2 Spurs who have entered the game that have failed to score here tonight. As the Spurs push the lead back to 25. 76-51, 5:42 to go, third quarter. Bones Highland remains in the game. Terrence Shannon Jr. with that burst gets tripped up. And he's going to go to the free throw line. Who got him, Devin Vassell or Dylan Harper? It's going to be on Vassell. That'll be his first foul. And free throws coming for Minnesota. So Terrence Shannon Jr., who in game number 1 had 16 points, 5 rebounds, 35 minutes, getting another start here tonight. It is his 3rd consecutive start after the injuries to Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo and Ayu Dosunmu. First free throw is up and good for Terrence Shannon Jr. Will have one more. Ayu Dosunmu's only played 10 minutes tonight, returning from that right calf strain that cost him the last 2 games. He's 0-4 tonight from the field. Second free throw for Shannon is good. And Shannon Jr. is the first bench player for either side to get a double figs. He's got 10. 76-53 to Aaron Fox, right side. Hands to Luke Kornet. Handoff here now. Keldon Johnson going to work on Naz Reid. Down to the right block. Brings it back out. Spinning. Goes baseline. Right hand hook. Left it short. Foul. Foul on Naz Reid. And they'll send Keldon Johnson to the free throw line. First foul on Naz Reid. And Keldon Johnson back to the free throw line where he's 2 of 4 tonight. Spurs are 18 of 21 in this game. They are plus 10 from the foul line. They entered tonight plus 10 from the foul line through the course of their first 6 games as Johnson hits the first free throw. Spurs during the regular season were plus 239 from the free throw line. That was the 4th best free throw differential in the NBA during the regular season. One more free throw coming up for Keldon. Second one falls off the rim. He has split the baby on all 3 of his trips to the line tonight. 3 of 6. 77-53, Spurs again by 24. Highland on the left wing, Naz Reid. Reid looking for Anthony Edwards. Edwards guarded by Dylan Harper. Shot clock down to 8. Hands it off to Randall. Randall, little push off, got away with it. Goes up, blocked by Kornet, the jump ball. As Kornet ties up Randall, we get a jump ball. That's phenomenal defense by Luke Kornet. He'll get credit with his 2nd block of the game here. Actually, it's his 3rd block, just added another one. So Kornet's got 3 blocks here already tonight. And 2 blocks in his first 6 games in the playoffs. And then Randall jumping up here. And tap control by Kornet into the hands of Johnson. Racing ahead on the left side, Keldon Johnson. Attacking goes up and fouling his way up. We're going to get Terrence Shannon Jr. with a foul. It's his 4th. And they'll send Keldon Johnson back to the free throw line. So we've already had, 33 fouls called in this game here tonight. And 47 fouls called in game number 1. As Johnson at the line, first free throw is good. 8 points for Keldon. Devin Vassell's out. Julian Champagnie's in. Vassell's got 8 here in the third quarter. Third quarter's taking some time. Still got 4:55 remaining in this third quarter. Johnson finally makes both free throws on his trip to the line. He is 5 of 8 from charity stripe here tonight. 9 points for Keldon off the bench. And Johnson out on the other end against Randall. Randall will shoot free throws. It's 4 fouls on Keldon Johnson. As Julius Randall, who had 8 points in the second quarter, has only scored 2 here in the third. And Randall tonight at the line, 2 of 3. Those free throws good. Minnesota tonight, 9 of 16 from the free throw line. It's interesting about Minnesota, again, you look at their numbers here overall tonight, 3 of 17 from the three-point line. That's probably going to be the biggest equalizer in this series because as Randall makes both free throws, Minnesota during the regular season averaged almost 14 threes a game on 38 attempts and shot it at 37%. In the playoffs, they're only averaging 10 made threes a game and shooting it at 34%. When you lose Dante DiVincenzo, you lose a lot. As Champagne's three rolls around and in. And Julian Champagne's first points of the night on that three ball that hit the front of the rim and dropped in. 82-55. Anthony Edwards goes up, blocked by Champagne at the rim. Out of bounds. Champagne gets his first block of the night. 7th block on the Ledger block meter. And 15 stocks tonight here for the Spurs. 8 steals, 7 blocks. Inbound to Randall. Randall back to the basket. Swiped and stolen by Fox. The Aaron tight-roping the left side. Takes it to the corner. Shovels back to Champagne. Left wing three. Yes, sir! Timeout, Minnesota. Back-to-back threes for JC. And the Spurs, their largest lead of the night, 30, 85, 55, 4:14 to go. Quarter number 3. We take into the SWBC timeout. Spurs Radio, game number 3 of the Western Conference Finals continues in a moment.
He wants to shoot from way downtown. I don't know about this one.
Does reaching your financial goals feel like a long shot? With Self, it doesn't have to. Get the tools you need today to help build the credit you deserve.
He shoots, he scores!
Spur your credit forward with Self, the official credit building app of the San Antonio Spurs.
At Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, Texas's premier entertainment destination, we love winners. With millions of dollars in jackpots paid, vehicles, cash, and gift giveaways monthly, the excitement never ends. Visit Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, and find current promotions at LuckyEagleTexas.com or on social at Lucky Eagle Texas.
Big color, bigger savings. Sherwin-Williams Super Sale is here. Get 40% off paints and stains April 24th through the 27th with prices starting at $30.89. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
¿Fuertes dolores de estómago? ¿Dificultad para respirar? ¿Dolor de espalda? No se autodiagnostique. En caso de emergencia, confíe en los expertos de Methodist Healthcare. En caso de emergencia, cuente con nuestros equipos de atención y nuestras cómodas ubicaciones. Nuestros servicios de urgencia están abiertos las 24 horas del día, los 7 días de la semana, y ofrecen una atención de alta calidad. Elija sabiamente. Elija Methodist Healthcare. Encuentre la sala de emergencias más cercana en sahealth.com/ER.
And the crowd goes wild for the home team.
Could your credit score use a home court advantage? Self has tools that can give you an edge on your credit building journey. Make your credit feel right at home with Self, the official credit building app of the San Antonio Spurs.
4:14 to go, third quarter. Spurs with their first 30-point lead in these playoffs, 85-55. Spurs were 11-0 in the regular season when leading by 30 or more. Hey, the playoffs are here, and the official gear is on sale now. You can get game ready with exclusive Spurs playoff merch. It's available at both fan shop locations, the playoff pop-up, and online. Go to spurs.com/playoffs for locations and the collection, and go Spurs, go. Spurs tonight have not led in this game wire to wire, but it was pretty close. Minnesota had an early 1-point lead, 14-13, but since then, it has been all Spurs as the Spurs close the first quarter on an 11-3 run and haven't looked back ever since. And they closed the first half on an 11-1 run to build a 24-point lead that has now stretched to 30 here after outscoring Minnesota 26-20 in quarter number 3. The defense for the Spurs phenomenal tonight as they've held the Timberwolves to just 34% shooting, and again 3 of 17 from behind the line. And to me, that's going to be, like I said, the equalizer in this series, because Minnesota is only taking 33% of their shots from behind the line. That is after taking, in the regular season, 42% of their shots from the three-point line. So when you remove that much volume from the three-point line, those are points that are hard to make up. Anthony Edwards remaining in the game here with the Timberwolves down 30. Attacking the basket, Victor Wembanyama is out. Luke Kornet into the game here, and that ball goes into the backcourt. Was it deflected? No, it was not. It's 15 turnovers on Minnesota here tonight. Of those 15 turnovers tonight, Spurs have turned the previous 14 into 13 points. Spurs have turned it over only 9 times tonight. They're doing a better job in that department. Again, up 30 with the basketball with under 4 minutes to go here in the third. Dylan Harper, right-hand dribble, waist high, bounce pass over to Fox. Shot clock at 14. Fox attacking, bouncing off Highland, spinning in the paint. Fall away jumper, no good. Rebound taken by Rudy Gobert. They'll play it into the hands of Edwards. Edwards between his legs, gives it off to Gobert. Left wing, Bones Highland steps into a 3. That's no good. And the rebound ripped down by Champagnie. It's his third rebound of the night. Spurs out rebounding Minnesota 41-30. Champagnie rising, right wing 3. Yes, sir! JC's hit his last 3. He's got 9, all in this third quarter. 88-55. 3:13 to go. Spurs, meanwhile, 9 of 21 from behind the line. Floating it up is Kyle Anderson, who just came into the game at the last timeout. The former Spur, he comes up short. Champagnie is then blocked, but before that, a foul called on Naz Reid. Running over Luke Kornet will send Kornet to the free throw line here. Second foul on Naz Reid. Victor Wembanyama is going to come back in for Luke Kornet after he finally finishes this free throw tour. Kornet tonight, 2 points in 11 minutes, but 3 blocks. After coming into these playoffs in the regular season, Luke hits the first free throw. 65 blocks during the regular season, and 3 blocks in the, or 2 blocks that is, in the first 5 games. Or 6 games, that is. Keldon Johnson's coming out. Actually, Wembanyama's going to come in for Keldon. Okay. So we see the double big lineup put out for the first time with the Spurs up now 35 as Kornet makes both free throws. 90-55. Interesting wrinkle by the Spurs to throw the double big lineup out there. Such a large margin. Kyle Anderson wasn't looking for the pass. It went off his body to the hands of Wembanyama, then lost it out of bounds. Victor tried to bring it up himself on the left wing side and dribbled it out of bounds. 16 turnovers from Minnesota, and that's now 10 on the Spurs. Bones Highland will walk it up. So Kyle Anderson, the former Spur now in his 12th year out of UCLA, was signed by Minnesota back in March after being released by Memphis as Naz Reid steps back and knocks down just the 4th 3 of the night for the Timberwolves. Reid's second, he's got 8. 90-58, 2.5 to play. Dylan Harper in the paint, spinning, lobs it back out to Wembanyama. Shot clock at 10, hands to Fox. Fox, right-hand dribble, bounce pass, Wembanyama, stepping past off Edwards, left wing 3, short. Gobert with a rebound. Outlet pass to Highland, will bring it back into the front court, returning to Anderson. Hands to Edwards. Edwards, guarded by Fox, will give it to Anderson, handoff back to Edwards. His shot is up, is no good, but Kyle Anderson called for the illegal screen and an offensive foul. 17 turnovers on Minnesota. First foul on Kyle Anderson. Timberwolves turned it over 6 times here in the third. 2:03 to go here in this, what seems like a never-ending third quarter. 90-58, 32-point lead, and an offensive foul on Dylan Harper, brushing off Bones Highland in the backcourt. Second foul on Harper, and a Another turnover on the Spurs. That's their 11th turnover. Edwards will take it over the far side. Dylan Harper will guard him there. Into Highland. Highland with a catch. Gets around De'Aaron Fox. Jump steps. Skip out past Kyle Anderson. Corner three on the way is short. And Bones Highland had a layup and gave it up. And a loose ball foul underneath. I think it's going to be called on Luke Kornet. And it's going to put Rudy Gobert at the free throw line. First foul on Kornet. Gobert's at the line where he is 3 of 7 tonight. Yeah, I mean, Bones Highland had a wide open layup and instead elected to pass it out to Kyle Anderson to take the three as Gobert misses the first free throw. Kyle Anderson, not the best three-point shooter, as we know from his time in San Antonio. Carter Bryant will check back into the game. Harrison Barnes back in the game. Dylan Harper, Luke Kornet will have a seat. That double big lineup only goes out for about a minute. Gobert misses both free throws. Wembanyama brings down his 13th rebound. 14 points for Victor, 90-58. Minute 45 to go here in the third. Spurs, big time lead by 32. Wembanyama, left wing three. Wee-wee, rattles that one home. 17 for Victor, 93-58. 10 threes on the night here for San Antonio. Highland down the left block. Step back, baseline jumper. No good. Wembanyama with another board is 14. Lobs it over the top. Champagnie. He'll walk into a left wing three. Got that one. Champagnie's hit 4 threes all here in this third quarter. And the Spurs by 38. 96-58. Spurs have scored 37 points here in this third quarter. And Bones Highland dribbles it out of bounds. The pressure in the backcourt from De'Aaron Fox. The Frostbank Center crowd loves the defense tonight. Carter Bryant will inbound. Wembanyama. Jab step on Gobert. Edwards goes for the steal. Wembanyama, left wing three, too strong. Highland with a deep rebound, hands to Edwards. Under a minute to go here in the third. Anthony Edwards, a move past Champagnie, gets down to the block, floats it up and in over Victor Wembanyama. Anthony Edwards is a dozen tonight, but on it didn't affect him. 5 of 13 from the field. Has not had anywhere near the impact as he had in game one. De'Aaron Fox attacking, skips it out to Victor, left side. He's all the way out of the logo. Highland comes out to defend him there. Victor makes his move past Bone. Highland goes into the paint. He's wrapped up and fouled by Naz Reid. That's 3 fouls on Naz Reid. And Victor Wembanyama is going to go to the free throw line for only the second time tonight. The MVP chance coming out again. Victor Wembanyama only has 3 points in this third quarter. Julian Champagnie has had the third quarter to remember. 4 threes in the third after going scoreless in the first 24 minutes. He's got 12 here in the third. First free throw's good. Spurs 24-28 of the line tonight. They are a plus 21 from the three-point line in this game at 11 of 25. Minnesota is 4 of 20. As Dylan Harper back in for De'Aaron Fox. One more free throw coming Victor's way. The Spurs are also plus 14 at the free throw line. You get plus 14, you get plus 21. That's how you get a 37-point gap. Second free throw good. 98-60. 34 seconds to go here in the third. And another offensive foul in the backcourt, this one on Rudy Gobert. 4 fouls on Gobert. That is 18 turnovers on Minnesota, and 7 of them here alone in the third quarter. So Carter Bryant will inbound. I can't imagine Victor Wembanyama is going to see a lot of minutes in the fourth quarter, if any. Might be his last stand here. There's a 5-second difference. Game clock and the shot clock. Shot clock at 12. Bounce pass to Harrison Barnes. Right elbow extended back to Wembanyama before the shot. Another offensive foul. Why not? You get an offensive foul. You get an offensive foul. It's Carter Bryant picking up the foul, his third. Man, I have not seen as many offensive fouls on illegal screens called in a game I can't even remember. I mean, there's been at least 7 of them tonight. Naz Reid with 8 seconds. The three on the way is good from the left corner. Reid's hit 3 threes tonight. He's got 11. 98-63. 5 seconds left. Dylan Harper tees up a left wing three short. And that'll do it for quarter number 3. But the Spurs have 39 points in the third quarter. They ended the half with 59. They score 39 as they outscore Minnesota 39-28 in that third quarter, and they will take a 35-point lead with them to the fourth quarter. 98-63 the score. 36 minutes down. 12 more to play here at the Frost Bank Center. Spurs Radio. Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals continues in a moment.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Lionel Richie. And Earth, Wind, and Fire. The tour continues. San Antonio, you're invited to sing a song all night long. Lionel Richie and Earth, Wind, and Fire. Together in one magical night you don't want to miss. Frost Bank Center, July 28th. Get tickets now at LiveNation.com.
At SWBC, we believe financial success hinges on teamwork. We've built a legacy on it, partnering with businesses across Texas to help Texans achieve their financial goals. With a comprehensive suite of personal and commercial services, we're here to support whatever journey you're on. From expert property tax services and HR solutions to protecting your future with insurance, investment strategies, and succession planning, we've got you covered. Because great things happen when we move forward together. SWBC, a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs.
In the playoffs, every move matters. That's why the San Antonio Spurs trust UT Health San Antonio, their official sports medicine partner, to keep them in the game. It's the same level of care available to you. From sports injuries to joint replacement, our nationally recognized physicians combine experience with research-driven care to help you get back to what matters most. Get the care trusted by the Spurs. Find a UT Health San Antonio physician at everythingittakes.org.
So the fourth quarter we go as the Spurs outscore Minnesota 39-28 in that third quarter. Looking to Bet365 stats. Spurs 46% of the ball game tonight, but they are back to shooting the three ball with confidence. 11 of 26 from behind the line. 42%. They've also gone to the free throw line 29 times tonight. 25 of 29 at the line. And out-rebounded Minnesota by 10, 44-34. Matched them on the offensive glass at 9 apiece. The second chance points virtually even. The Timberwolves +2, 13-11, but the Spurs have outscored Minnesota in the paint 40-24. Outscored them on the fast break 20-5. This after outscoring Minnesota on the fast break 27-10 in game number 1 of the series on Monday. That was one of the big takeaways for the Spurs in game 1, was that when they were able to play at their pace, they were able to succeed, and they've been able to play at their pace and their tempo throughout the night here tonight. Julian Champagnie, team high 12 points in that third quarter. All 12 of his points coming in the third quarter. All 5 Spurs starters now in double figures tonight. 19 apiece for Victor Wembanyama and Steph Castle. Spurs with the ball as we start the fourth. Victor remains on with Harrison Barnes, Carter Bryant, Dylan Harper, and Steph Castle. This is Barnes, left wing, bouncing off Naz Reid, kicks it out to Harper. Right wing three on the way is no good. Offensive rebound, Barnes throws it back out to Wembanyama. Second chance here with Carter Bryant. Left corner three on the way, no good. Bryant gets his own offensive rebound, goes back up, misses, but he's fouled. He'll get a pair of free throws. Fouls on Jaden McDaniels. It's 5 fouls now on Jaden McDaniels in this game. Carter Bryant to the free throw line for the first time in this series. First free throw's no good. Actually, it's Carter Bryant's first free throws of the playoffs. He didn't take any free throws in that Portland series as he misses the first. Bryant in the regular season was a 71% free throw shooter. He's played 7 minutes here tonight and misses them both. Julius Randle with a rebound. So Randle out there along with Terrence Shannon, Oz Reed, Jaden McDaniels, and off in the far corners, Jalen Clark. We get a whistle and a foul back out front on Steph Castle. It'll be his fifth. And Castle's one foul away from fouling out in 3 straight games. Terrence Shannon Jr. will inbound on the near side to get it into Randle. Again, the lead is 35. 98-63. Over the top here, Randle will take it. Double to him. Skip pass across here to Clark. With the hands of Shannon Jr. 3 on the shot clock. Back to Clark for 3. No good. Off the backfield, rebound taken by Wembanyama. Here come the Spurs. Harper spins around Clark, attacking in the paint, puts it up left hand for 2. Dylan Harper, 9 points tonight off the bench. 4-9 shooting, and the Spurs have hit 100-63. Jalen Clark picks up the dribble left side. Looking. We'll get it back out here now to McDaniels. McDaniels, stutter step, floats it up and in over Wembanyama. A dozen for Jaden McDaniels. Now ties him for the team high with Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards. Harrison Barnes back in the paint. Around Clark, puts it off the glass. 2 more. Again, the Spurs just being able to get whatever they want inside tonight. And a timeout, Chris Finch. And 10:31 to go in the ball game. It's all Spurs here tonight. 102-65. Spurs Radio, game number 2. The Western Conference semifinals continues in a moment.
Get used to hearing this, because with the new Spurs Frost debit card, you're the MVP. Get in on the action with ticket discounts and Frost Club access at home games. Enjoy discounts on Spurs merchandise and the chance to win one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences. Live the full Superfan experience with your new Spurs Frost debit card and Frost checking account. Visit your nearest Frost location or frostbank.com/Spurs card to learn more.
Spectrum TV makes sports easy, so I never miss. Never miss a homer. Never miss a home field hat trick. Never miss a goal line stand inches from the end zone. Never miss an end-to-end, tic-tac-toe, top-shelf snipe. Never miss a downtown buzzer beater for the championship win. Get your favorite streaming apps included at no extra cost with Live TV. It's one plan, one price, one place for all your sports. For details, visit SpectrumTV.com.
Looking for an opportunity to grow in the insurance industry? AHIA is recruiting motivated health insurance agents who want to build a successful career helping families find the coverage they need. Whether you're already licensed or looking to get started, our team provides the support, training, and tools to help you succeed.
Interested in joining their team or learning more about your coverage options? Call 210-210-AHIA. That's 210-210-AHIA or visit ahiabenefits.com today.